we already started.
So many times I had to sneak up on them quicker with my finger on the trigger, like I'm pulling out my sword.
Yeah.
This is combat, man. This is war. Trailer. What's up?
Welcome to the Norm Hyperbolic podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies, and rap.
Yes, sir. Y'all didn't think I had that in me, right?
I'm your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Freeman, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewis.
What's up? This is your boy, Kid Lewis. Just drop a little track. Nothing crazy. If y'all want to scoop me up into your record label, let me know. Hit me up. And of course, we got always brother number 3, Captain Kilimanjaro.
The one, the only,
yes,
man.
Sir.
CPNKO in the house. You already know what it is. This is just the norm. You know what I'm saying?
It's just the norm. We're just a couple of normies hanging out. Rapping. Yes, sir. Well, of course, because this episode.
What's this episode about, bro?
Bro, we are diving in to the world of Afro Samurai.
Afro.
Damn, very loud today.
That's Ninja, bro.
That's pretty ninja. The levelator's gonna have to
lower you down a little bit, bro.
Turn me down, bro.
The leveler's like, bro, who is this?
All right.
I have to keep leveling up, bro. Gotta bring him down here a little bit. So what's up, bro? Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it.
So on this episode, we are gonna be talking about Afro Samurai. It is Black History Month.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir. Power up. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Salami, eggs, and bacon to all you Muslims out there.
Yes, sir.
But also on this episode, we're going to be talking about Dragonball Super. The manga's coming back in an exciting but weird way, depending on who you ask.
Well, yeah, right.
Capcom hires a samurai who has been dead for over 30 years for their next video game. And in a new Dungeons & Dragons series, rolls a natural 20 on its saving throw after being canceled.
Oh, whoa.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave us a like. If you're listening to this on your podcast platform of choice, remember to leave us 5-star reviews with that compliment sandwich.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
We got bars.
Don't forget. You got to hit that like, subscribe.
Yeah, bro.
Because you're missing out on this hot fire.
I was about to say, you got to know when hot fire come through, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're in the dust.
Yes, sir.
Cold.
Don't be lame. Come get with the gang, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we all rapping.
Rapping, bro?
I gotta catch up.
You got that?
Oh, my bad, bro. Sorry.
All right, so first, last week's news today. In the realm of anime, Dragonball Super manga announced that they will be releasing a one-shot on February 20th. So by the time this episode drops, it should be out for like 3 to 4 days. So the one-shot will star Trunks and Goten.
Is this
It's
the
about
super?
time they get a little
superhero?
Okay, so kinda.
Okay,
Not really.
Because they have like a thing. I guess this would be spoilers, maybe if you don't know. It's the new Saiyaman.
So that's what it's gonna be.
Okay,
It's gonna be
okay.
So it's called The Birth of the Great Saiyaman X. So it sounds like some fusion.
I mean, it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about it, Lewis?
I'm excited, bro. It's about time these non-main characters, aka Goku and Vegeta, get a little bit of the sideline, and you bring in those other main players to the game, like Goten, Trunks.
Yeah,
They all deserve the spotlight, man. Piccolo's been in and out, but
I mean, they were in the spotlight in that superhero movie.
They
It was
were.
all about
They
superhero,
were.
yeah.
And I think that's where they're heading, right? That's the whole point. Like, if sooner or later, I know that Goku's going to go to a whole different universe, and then Vegeta's going to follow right along, and then who's going to save Earth?
I mean,
Who are the new Earth fighters?
the Z fighters,
The Sea fighters.
Generation
Exactly.
Z fighters.
Right, low-key, bro. I mean,
It's time.
we getting there.
It's time, bro. You know, we all low-key wanted Gohan to be like the next step up, and we're getting there.
We are getting there. We're just having
getting
a
there.
lengthy conversation at Southwest Florida
the
RetroCon.
con, yeah.
Shout out Southwest Florida RetroCon.
We're
Yeah.
low-key getting there, bro. So I'm excited. I
Do you like Goten and Trunks?
I do.
You don't think they're boring? You don't think
No, when they did the fusion, like they were the stars of the Boo saga, bro.
Right.
They have
As
potential.
long as they, you know what I'm saying?
They have potential, bro.
How do you feel about Great Saiyaman though?
Like, what if that got like his own series, just the Saiyan adventures?
What's coming out is a one shot where they are gonna be the new Great Saiyaman. So I don't know if they're gonna be a duo or if they're gonna fuse. I don't think they have to fuse to fight crime, but
No,
I mean, not
that'd be too
necessarily,
overpowered.
because I know they touched on it in the superhero or whatever. Or I know in some of the mangas also they kind of like dabbled on it a little bit. So it's similar to Videl and Gohan when they had Great Saiyaman 1 and 2.
Right.
Kind of like that. You know what I mean?
But fans didn't like that. I don't think.
Not a huge fan, but
No.
who is a huge fan of the Saiyaman? You know what I mean? So
I am a huge
I
fan of
know.
Saiyaman.
dweeb.
Yes, bro. He's the best parts of the Ginyu Force, but he's a Saiyan. He's the great Saiyaman.
Right. Yes, exactly.
I don't know. So I like Trunks and Goten a lot. I do like them in that Buu saga. They are my favorite characters, like
Right.
of all. And I just love the fusion. I know they are the first ones to fuse, but you know, they kind of got outdone by Gogeta, but they're the original fusion dance, bro.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yes, bro. The Super Ghost Kamikaze attack.
Come on, bro.
That's my favorite shit. So, and I did like that superhero movie a lot. So,
That's pretty good, bro.
you know, more of that is what I'm definitely down for. And for the listeners, we do have an episode on Daima coming out that we're going to be recording after this. So be on the lookout for that. So then next, in the realm of video games. So during a PlayStation State of Play live stream,
Yes.
Capcom showed some gameplay and a cutscene for their upcoming samurai game, Onimusha, Way of the
Yeah.
Sword.
You heard about it?
Yeah, Fred's on the game. He's up on gamings, bro.
Okay.
I'm all in the game, bro.
Just tell us more, bro. What did you know?
I mean, so Onimusha has been around for a
Right.
long time,
Right,
bro.
right.
And it got left behind, I want to say in like PS2 era.
Four.
They had a, really?
Yeah, on PS4.
That I didn't even know.
I don't know if they brought it forward to the PS4, but they definitely have a release on it.
Okay. See, I didn't even know about that. But like, cause I only know like the original Onimushas, but you know, it's all right. At least from what I played. Also, there's another Shinobi game coming out as well.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that in the
Yeah, that's
about how the movie's coming
a
out.
side scroller,
Yeah.
which
Oh.
actually does look kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
I do like that. Well, so this game modeled the main character off an actor who used to play a samurai in a lot of big name Japanese movies released in the 50s.
Right.
So his name is Toshiro Mifune. So that would be like if Rockstar made or licensed John Wayne's likeness for a new Red Dead game.
Yeah. Or if they hired real gangsters to be in GTA, which they have done.
No, but like a likeness from like an actor from the 50s. The reason I bring it up is because of samurai, but I'm not too okay with when they do that to American actors. I don't know. It's kind of like, I want to say ghoulish.
Reaching from and taking them from the grave.
Yeah, and using their
No,
likeness in
Not
movies.
very American.
No, it's very American.
It's very
actually. This is
So I bring it-
exactly what it is.
So I don't know how I feel about them doing it in, you know, Japanese stuff or in video games. I am a little bit more okay with it because of like his studio who licensed out the likeness. But I don't know, if we start bringing people back from the dead to put them in movies, is that what we want to do?
I mean,
It's been happening in
people have
music
been-
for a
yeah,
long
that's what-
time, bro.
I was
so
just about to say that. It's been happening in music for a very long time. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they start putting
How do you feel about that
holograms.
with music? Like with the new Mac Miller album? That's okay? I mean, he made that album.
he made that album, so it's a different thing. You know what I mean?
Than
Where
Someone who took somebody's music and maybe like put AI in
AI
it. or-
generated, I don't approve of that at all.
Didn't Drake do that with the diss song with Tupac
He
in
did it
it?
for the diss, and that was very
Absolutely.
controversial. But his estate, Tupac's estate, I think they gave out his likeness for Coachella. I think that was
Yeah.
an approved use of
Right.
his likeness
Yes, with the hologram and stuff like that.
with the
yeah.
hologram. So that's different from what Drake did, which is doing it without his permission. So with this video game that's coming out, the estate did back it, and Toshiro, he created a studio that he made back in the 50s off of his movie money.
Yeah.
So they've been like licensing his likeness out for a while. So they actually used his likeness in the Onimusha,
Onimusha, yeah.
the anime that's on Netflix.
I mean, that might have been something that they were like in the talks of too, though. Like that might be something that he
But there's no way
wanted.
that he knew that they were going to be able to do that.
No, but he probably was like,
If he left it to
probably
his
told
family.
somebody. Yeah, like he probably let somebody know, like, you know, keep me around and like do things with me, like whatever.
You think so?
He probably could have for sure. Especially since he was a movie star, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just wanted to see how you guys felt about that, like bringing back new or old actors to play in like new video games and new movies.
I mean, as long as they had some kind of say so. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like,
there's no way to know.
If you think about it, they're doing the same thing with Morgan Freeman's voice.
Are they?
Yeah. I think he sold it.
If he sold it, then it's
or
different.
his estate. But he's going to have, you know, because people love his voice. It's like so
I think I did see
iconic.
that. Yeah.
That eventually when he passes away, we can still...
Well, because speaking of, Samuel L. Jackson licensed out his voice to Alexa.
Your mama is so dependable, they changed the song to Lean on Her.
I had it.
Yeah.
I had it actually.
Yeah.
You would say, "Hey Sam, what's the weather going to be like?" And it was Samuel L. Jackson's voice telling you the weather. So I did have that, which is also another reason why I bring it up. So then, last in the realm of movies,
I wonder if they would do that with Denzel Washington.
why?
if he allowed it.
You think he has a good voice? You think he has a very soft, silky, iconic voice?
No, but he has an iconic voice.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
he's-
I feel like a lot of actors have iconic voices, especially voice actors.
But eventually, like moving on, like once they pass away, they can
you think he's
basically
old?
sell those.
He's not old.
I'm
Morgan
not saying
Freeman
he's old, but I feel like that's where we're probably going to be heading in the future.
Are you okay with that? My question.
If they're okay with
I
that,
feel like it is. Yeah,
it's really up to them. It's not
an
us.
individual choice, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you ripping from them, like, no, something's gonna have to get done to you. You know
But
what
I feel like
mean?
they
But-
know that already. They know that this is where the world is heading. So they're trying to stay on top of it by being like, you're not going to cheap out my future family or my next generation family off this money by using my voice
right.
or my likeness.
So when we
in
were
the
talking
future.
about the Black Panther movie, how would you feel if they brought him back for those movies just off of like a scan that they have?
Oh, that sucks.
They did it with Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, yeah, but they used a combination of his brother and
Yeah.
other scenes that they had.
But I'm presuming that his family went ahead and said yes, because if his brother was there to film it and use his body and then
Right.
cover his face up
So as long
his
as
brother,
the family's okay with it, you're
They're-
okay with it?
I think so. Why would I not be okay with it though? That's what I'm saying. Like, why would it matter if I'm okay with it or not? At the end of the day, it's them. They need to be
Right.
okay with it. Their family needs to be okay with that.
I just think it's kind of weird, bro.
No, I feel like at the end of the day, man, it's up to them, the
Right.
individual person and their families. If they're cool with it, they're cool with it. I think it would look weird if they try to do like a whole fucking movie with just a hologram or something like that.
But what if it was like a 3D animated movie? Because there's been a lot of those now.
They did it.
like how they had with Love, Death,
Level
and
Up.
Robots.
Wait, what?
Love, Death, and Robots.
Well, the other one too, the Level Up or whatever it's called.
Oh, right, yeah.
They had Kino, the guy that does the Matrix. I forgot.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, as one of the characters.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is that's gonna bother me now?
What?
Boss something secret level. Or,
Secret
right?
level,
Yeah,
secret
All
level.
right. I know what he meant, yeah.
I know, but I couldn't let it go.
Secret levels, bro.
All right, so last, in the realm of movies.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Netflix,
What's going on with Netflix, bro? They taking over?
they're slowly taking over, bro. So, Deadline
Their
reports
fucking price went up, bro.
they did.
I know.
They went up
Are you
again.
paying it or what?
Yeah, you were standing there,
I'm
bro. So
already
you gotta,
paying.
you know.
But
what
it
I'm
makes
saying?
sense, bro, because if they're taking over and you're gonna get all your content straight from them,
That's okay.
it,
If
yeah,
that's the only
because
one that you're paying
what?
for.
Okay, what if? Okay, Crunchyroll is what, like $2.99?
I
What
don't
what's
know,
the
'cause
price point for subscription right
I
now
pay like 13, 14. So
for Crunchyroll?
yeah,
What do you
I
got? Like
got
the
that
family?
mega fan. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's say $13, right? Bam.
It's $7.
So okay, let's
Mega
say
fan is $12.
fuck, bro. Stop
Okay,
throwing
so
numbers.
yeah.
$7.
This is a
Let's
number.
just- okay.
Let's
Let's say $7, right?
It's-
That's what you're paying for Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Okay. Netflix comes and says, hey, instead of paying them $7, I'm going to increase my shit up $7, but you're going to get the same content that is on Crunchyroll, but in our platform. Would you then cancel Crunchyroll and just pay the $7 to Netflix? You're already getting their
If
Crunchyroll's
Netflix has
contact.
everything that Crunchyroll has, but if it
Eventually, they will.
but until they do, then I don't think I would pay. Why would I?
Well,
pay
no,
now? Those
not
credits
paying
don't
now.
transfer.
Yeah, that's true. Don't pay now. But I'm saying, like, if that would happen, would you do that? Would you just say, fuck Crunchyroll, I'll just go with Netflix? I'm
If-
already paying
If they have
extra
everything
pains.
that Crunchyroll has, yeah.
Then yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You
Nah, bro.
stick with Crunchyroll to the very end.
I get shit from Crunchyroll,
And the
like actual
store.
products and
Yeah,
stuff.
and the
So
games,
no,
free games.
no, bro.
I'm just saying, like,
I would not, bro.
I feel low key Netflix is coming after everybody, so just be prepared.
Hey, so is Amazon,
But
bro.
I don't mind
other
though,
people,
bro. Like I
you know
low
what I'm
key
saying?
don't
Like,
mind if everything is under one platform. It makes it easier for us, the consumers. We don't have to keep jumping around from one platform to another, to another,
So after
to another.
Netflix snuffs Crunchyroll, then they'll increase it by $20 instead of.
because they have no one to challenge them, bro. Have you ever played Cyberpunk, bro? Do you know what a megacorp is, bro?
Megacorp. I know what it is, bro, and I know. But that's why I have my money invested in stocks, bro. When they win, I win too. You gotta think about it that way,
We're talking,
bro.
we're talking to a Netflix shareholder right now.
Right, yeah, my bad, bro. Sorry, bro.
0.00001% of that goddamn company,
Right.
player.
Right.
I'm
Hey, you
part-
talking to me when you talk down? Oh my
You talking
god!
I also own Tesla, bro. Don't play with me,
Oh,
man.
Oh, wow.
I back Tesla though, but that's a different story.
But you get what I'm saying? I mean, there's
I
ways
guess
we
so.
still win, you know, if you play your cards right. So, but I do get what you're saying. Once they're like monopolized, then they can just charge what the fuck they want to charge it.
It just depends. I'm all about good company practice.
But Amazon Prime is doing pretty big things on their side, bro. They
Like
got
what?
some nice shows. Remember I sent you guys the list?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't believe half those shows are real.
I know
Nice.
Warhead was part of the talking, which I'm excited for.
We'll post in the video version.
What? The list?
The list, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, we'll post
yeah,
it. You'll
yeah.
post it. Oscar has seen it.
Yeah. The Deadline reports that Dungeons and Dragons, the series that was originally supposed to be released on Paramount but was canceled, has now been picked back up and is arriving on Netflix.
like is it an anime or is it a modeling of?
I think it's live action.
Okay,
I think
similar
it's
to
live
the
action.
movie.
Yeah, similar to the movie, in the vein of the movie.
Did you
Okay.
watch the movie?
I have
No.
not, but I heard it was good. You said, I think you saw it.
I saw it.
I heard it was good. I haven't seen it though.
I feel like you might like it because it has a little bit of like that wackiness.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have characters like that in Dungeons and Dragons, like that.
I heard
Right.
that's what I heard. I heard that it is like a good depiction of what a world would be.
Of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, like a set-
Right.
like a
If
session.
yeah,
If the-
exactly.
If the heroes were based off like actual people.
Everyday playing
Yeah.
characters. I mean, I just heard it was fun. So, I mean, I haven't seen it though at all. But I do want to watch it. So if it ever does come to like we
Netflix.
do like a Lord of the Rings kind of whatever. Because we were at the con today and people are really into like fantasy. And the only fantasy that we've done is Bash. So
Yeah.
I do want to do a fantasy episode, but with an anime. So, you know, we'll see whatever comes out. But it's
Alright.
now titled Forgotten Realms, which is a big part of D&D. And it's a big part of a lot of D&D campaigns and was even a big part of Baldur's Gate. The Forgotten Realm. That's like a section.
I ain't gonna lie, if they decide not to go the live action route and they decide to go the
It might-
route
it
that
might be an
Secret
animated.
Level did it,
It might be one of those.
I think it would be fucking fire.
More than a live action?
Have you seen it on Secret Levels?
Yeah, yeah.
If
Fire?
slaps,
Yeah.
bro. That shit's like, and it's like really good as CGI too. On top of that,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
well, because Love, Death, and Robots did
Well,
it, but they
same,
did
yeah.
it with kind of like a. Like
They have
it still
more
looks
of an
like a PlayStation.
animation. Yeah.
But it looked good when I saw that episode on Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It looked good. So
Yeah.
if Netflix did it like that,
That I mean,
I
they,
think it would be fire, bro.
they might. They originally were going to release on Paramount, so we don't. So it could have been an animated thing, but
Mhm.
because they own the rights to those characters, like in Hasbro and all that shit, but they fucking canceled it, and now Netflix is building it. So now Netflix is going to be the one building this Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, they do already
Series.
have Arcane for WoW, so it's,
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
just
been getting good
looking-
reviews.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Yeah, and I do want to do a Dungeons and Dragons something with some people that we know. All right, bro. So ready for the meat and potatoes, bro?
Let's jump in, bro. Let's jump in. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's Afro Samurai time, bro. It's time to slash and dice.
God,
Slash and-
we're gonna
slice
have
and
the
dice, bro?
swords, yeah.
Slash and dice, brother. It's time to jump on in, man.
Afro. Samurai. You got to be the number one samurai.
You got to be the number
Yes,
one, bro.
sir.
So it's a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Takashi Okazaki, published irregularly from November of 98 to September of 2002. He published it in this anthology series. I think it's Now How.
Mm.
It's Nounouhau. Now How. Published by him and a few of his friends. And then the manga was produced by Gonzo in 2007. They've done like a Bayonetta movie.
Yeah.
And they're investing heavy in NFTs right now. So I don't know how
Really?
much money they have left.
Interesting.
Wikipedia shows that there's 12 employees. So I don't know.
Hey,
Did they bet on the wrong horse on that one? But
I don't know.
they adapted it into
no comment.
5 episode. They say it's a series. I think it's a miniseries, but a 5-episode miniseries and a movie, which they call the second season. But I just called it the movie.
Right.
So my first question is to you guys: what was your experience? We're kind of going to be talking about them together because it is a season 1 and 2. But
they follow one right after another. So
right,
Yeah.
and they do reference it. So season 1 and 2. What was your experience?
Loved
Afro
it.
Samurai.
Fell in love, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday. You came over my house. You brought a bunch of shit with you. And I was like, what is this? He's
I
like,
know.
bro, let me put you on
I
something.
know. I just came from Atlanta.
This man got the whole collection. He's like, I got the episodes, we got the movie, and we got the game.
Right, and I think I was wearing a T-shirt.
Probably.
Afro
We
Samurai T-shirt.
benched the fuck out of Afro Samurai for that whole night.
We
Just
did.
we benched the movies. The shows. We benched the movie, and then we jumped straight to the game.
Yeah, on Xbox 360.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the soundtrack too. Just the whole CD, bro.
As of today, I do have the soundtrack. Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's how I remember. It was a crazy night, and I fell in love with Afro Samurai, and I was like, damn, bro, where have you been hitting this secret jam?
I know.
It was fucking fire, bro.
What was your captain? What was your experience with it, bro?
I definitely have to say it was one of the forays to like both black anime and gore anime as well. And it was just like, I don't know, it was just such a beautiful blend of everything that I love at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, especially when I was introduced to the game too, it's easily one of my favorite games of all time.
Really?
For sure. Absolutely.
Really?
It's just the way it plays. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not even just the way it plays. And this is the hot take I was kind of referring to, if it is even that. I like the game soundtrack more than the actual like anime soundtrack.
So I do have opinions of the second season anime soundtrack. I don't know if I like it all that much. There's a couple songs that they play over and over again that I'm not a fan of, but when I listen or watch the behind the scenes, I understand why they left it in. But I remember playing the game, and I think the game does have a good soundtrack. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I watched a couple of videos, but
It was such a long time too, bro.
Yeah, but I refreshed it for this episode.
We did.
So
there's two songs in particular. I forgot one, but another one is a Kimono Dance.
yeah,
And that's, yeah, bro.
it's a good song.
Absolutely.
Does it slap or is it kind of R&B or?
It slaps, bro.
Slaps?
Because he's what was it? It's what the hell is it? I think like one of the main parts is like if he's killing and he's giving it all that he got, because in a minute it could all be gone, and then it just flows, bro. It's just so nice, and you're purposefully like getting into focus to chop people up in like sections.
That's a good part of the game that I like too.
Oh my god, bro! It is.
So Lewis kind of said my experience, but my experience that I saw it and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Instant cop, instant obsession. This is back when we were first getting the internet. Watched it all on the internet.
Yep.
Got it. Took it to Lewis's houses. Got him addicted, and
It was history, but
Yeah,
it was history afterwards, bro.
Right.
so my family we went on a vacation. I think it was to Georgia. It might have been Port St. Lucie or whatever. But we went out, and while my friend's mom was at her business meeting or whatever, we were just at the hotel. So we would just walk around the plaza or whatever. And we went to GameStop, and I saw the game, and I tried to get it because my mom gave me like $40 or whatever.
But you couldn't because it's rated M.
No, he sold it to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is back in the day.
Well, yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day. So like, she gave me some money for food or whatever. But, we had food. So I went to go. And this was like a game that I remember coming out at a reduced price than how games were.
Right.
Like, games were like $50, but it came out at like $30 or $40.
Right.
And I was like, boom, bought it. The guy tried to tell me not to buy it.
Well, I'm about to say he did his job back then.
Yeah. He's like, no. He told me like it wasn't like worth it. Like you can beat it in an afternoon. And that's, kind of what I did.
Well, yeah.
It is a quick game. Think about it. It was just the
It's a
game
quick-
is a
it's a
recap
quick
of the first
series.
5 episodes.
Yeah.
Done.
But that is, bro.
But it's good. Like it's
It's good. It's good. It's kind of poetic. It's like a poem.
It is.
Poems aren't really long,
Right.
but I don't know. Growing
so
up,
poetic about revenge.
I used to think that it was too short. Like it's only 5 episodes, but upon a rewatch, it does kind of drag towards episodes 4 and 5. And it does end in a very fantastic way, but I kind of like it as this little,
It does what
tiny
it needs
sandwich.
to do, bro. You know what I mean? Even though it never actually like has a complete finish ending, like, you know what I mean? It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I had my whole identity off of this movie.
Right, essentially. You know what I
The
mean?
reason that my hair has been in an afro since 2009.
With the green tint.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I would love. I've never had it, but if I could get like some tint that would just be just green when you look at it in the light.
Right, just
I
green
would
depending
do
how
it.
you look at it.
Nah,
I
you
would
probably
do it.
could, bro.
I can
Low
find
key,
anything.
I
Okay,
feel
you
like.
could probably.
I don't
do
want it green. I want it green.
No, I
in
get
the
what you're
light.
saying.
Like on
Yeah.
the edges, yeah.
on the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably do something like that. No,
Yeah.
bro, but this
So-
show, I want to say like it has it all. Everything you can possibly expect out of an anime, it has it all. Like I know the
No,
main
man.
course of it is revenge,
Right.
which is like the main thing. But this show has like emotion. It has a fucking killer soundtrack. It has gore. It has swordplay. It has anything you can ask. It even has like funny moments too. So it has a little comedy
It
in
is
there,
pretty funny.
specifically with Ninja.
So go ahead.
You know what I mean?
Favorite characters, favorite moments.
Favorite characters, favorite moments, man. So many good moments, bro. I think I have this one moment in my head. I don't want to say it, so I'm gonna just skip that one.
What?
It's a little inappropriate.
This is for the. It's fine.
Right. This
It's
is what
the moment
we're here for.
where Afro basically gets his ass whooped. He falls down this cliff, but then he is being retreated or taken care of by this beautiful young woman. I think
Right.
her name was Atsutsu.
Otsuru.
Atsuru.
Yeah, but I think she's Okiko.
Otsuru Okiko.
Yeah.
Which, you know what
Damn,
I'm
bro, you
saying?
know her by name like
Bro.
that? Like, Jesus, Otsuru Kuriko.
It was the girl that he grew up with.
Okiko was
No,
her
no.
name when yeah, it was.
Yes,
Okiko
it
was
is.
her name when she was young.
It's Kuma's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the girl that took care of him.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
No, but he killed her.
No.
She died from the
From the one of the empty 7. He killed her.
He
was.
it was
She
just a
was
regular assassin.
No.
Then he didn't know that was the
Because
girl?
he didn't know.
Fuck,
The
I
last
missed
out.
shit?
The last-
He found out because I'm gonna tell you right now, all of you at the same time. Well, you know.
Well, I'm just
So-
saying, because they got jiggy with it.
Yes.
Right, but
To the
So-
point that she was gonna stab him in the back,
Right,
and
right.
then she, I guess the D was
the
too
empty
good.
7 was she was a disciple of the empty 7,
Right.
and it was all because remember the whole plot is revenge.
Yeah,
They were gonna try to get them two, Kuma and Otsuru, were gonna get revenge on him.
yeah.
But then she was like, no, he's still like Afro, you know what I mean? Which explains why Kuma was at the hands of the empty 7. Because remember, they rebuilt him.
they
Yeah.
fished him out of the water, both of them.
Yes, exactly.
But I know what part you're talking about, where it looks like she is gonna kill him, and then she's just like, nah.
She chooses not to,
She
bro.
chooses not to.
She chooses not to, bro. And then she dies so poetically, you know?
I don't think she should have died.
No,
No, she
his
shouldn't
sister
have.
is Seo.
No,
No,
bro.
so they do that
That's
in the
his
movie.
adopted sister.
Right.
Well, they're both technically his adopted sister,
So
but
they reused that storyline kind of in the movie.
right.
Okay.
For a different, it was like before the school he was at.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the school where he was at, where he met his brother, adopted brother,
Yeah.
Kuma or Gino.
Gino.
Gino had a sister called Seo.
No.
That was Otsuru.
That was Otsuru.
It's
Right.
his blood sister, but I think was Theo also his blood sister?
No, that was his adopted sister.
Right. Because it's a school of orphans,
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
but it's his sister or whatever.
Right.
And she gets adopted by this rich family, and they train her to be a princess or whatever.
Exactly.
That it didn't confuse me, but I thought that they were the same character because it's the same.
It was kind of like a
story.
trope, you know what I mean?
Right,
But like
right.
they just
Oh.
used it or whatever. But
Well, because in the movie too, I know we're not. I mean, we kind of are talking about the movie.
we're already there.
Yeah, Gino introduces Afro to lady or young CEO, like all this.
As his sister.
No, as his brother, he introduces CEO
Oh, the Afro.
or whatever.
Yeah. You get what you're trying to say.
He introduces Afro to CEO, like, hey, this is a new guy or whatever. I'm like, new guy? He's been there for fucking at least 10 years at this point.
Well, yeah, because they're older
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, so it's just a little bit of, it's anime. They can't keep everything tight.
So it was Otsuru who found
Right, and nursed
That's
him.
Okiko, yeah.
Yeah,
Afro when he was basically half dead,
right.
and they
Well-
adopted him into the academy, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the reason why
And
she
Seo
was-
is so this is two different entities.
Seal was only in the movie.
right. Yeah. And that's the reason why Okiko was able to find him, because remember, it was one of the empty seven that blew the fucking bridge up.
Right.
Yeah.
So they already knew where he was at.
Yeah.
So she went to go get him and then
Right.
play on
and
that.
siphon his memories or whatever the fuck.
Right. To make the Afro droid. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. I missed out on. Yeah, I thought they were two different entities. I didn't know.
They are.
Yeah, bro.
They are two different.
No, he's saying Otsuru and the thought.
Seo, yeah. So I thought
Yeah.
Otsuru was just an assassin female that the Empty Seven had hired to assassinate him.
Right. No.
Nah.
So that was his adopted sister.
Right.
Okay. That's kind of fucked
Yeah,
up.
bro. Yeah, bro.
Why? Oh, to fuck your adopted sister?
I mean, it's not.
I mean,
It's not forbidden, but it's kind of weird if you think about it.
You know?
Also,
I mean, she died anyway, so you know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
saying, like it's kind of.
do you change
So
your
twice cousins, or
you change your favorite moment or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna change that now. I didn't know that.
oh man,
Okay, so
what a time!
your favorite
Second favorite moment.
You're right, Lewis. You should
So
not.
who's your favorite person now?
I have to shouldn't even mention that one. I opened a whole can of worms, bro.
Oh,
All right, so what's
man.
your second favorite moment?
Second favorite moment, then.
Oh, fuck.
I think it was when he was fighting his
Afro droid.
Himself.
Afro droid. Yeah, he had to change up his. It kind of
Yeah.
reminded
Oh,
me
right.
of Samurai Joel.
Yeah.
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack when he
Yeah.
had to fight his alternative.
Yeah, you had to be unpredictable.
Yeah, he had
Evil
to
Jack.
be the
Yeah.
evil Jack. I thought that. Which
That was a good
those are
episode,
two
too.
animes that correlate so much sometimes.
Yeah, I have a little bit of connections as well. So, like I said, Sam does the voice of Ninja, and he definitely does a good job with that.
I
But
think they picked the right voice actor. for this.
Absolutely.
they did, yeah. Well, they only
For
picked
sure.
him because he likes anime. Like he was he's big into anime. He actually did a live action. It's a hentai.
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime? Yes, I do. Hentai too.
I think he's in a live action hentai of an anime.
Really?
I think so. I'm gonna send it to Oscar.
Oscar, just, don't watch it, Oscar.
No,
Nasty
you
freak.
have to watch it.
Yeah.
You have to watch it to prove it.
Oscar's like, fuck.
But he's also super big into anime or just in Japanese culture as well.
Who is
So-
him, bro?
Well, yeah, because he got the
Fuck
purple
Back-
lightsaber, bro.
back in
I'm
the day,
surprised
back in the
Michael
day,
B.
bro.
Jordan hasn't even tried to do voice acting for some anime.
But you show that they're doing a Creed anime.
Yeah,
He's involved in that.
that's true.
I wonder when that's coming, bro.
We'll see
There's a lot of shit that we talk about.
That was on
and
that
later
list.
on.
On the list, yeah.
It's on the list.
Yeah, it's on that list.
Oh, we'll see, bro. Remember that other movie, Tokyo Drift, or the anime Drift car with that actor?
The initial thing.
I thought, when are we getting that one?
We just gotta talk about it more.
Right, yeah. Put it into the universe, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Crystal Scales and Phil Lamar does the voice of young and teenage Afro. But I think that they have more lines in the show than Samuel L. Jackson as Afro.
Yeah, for sure.
Crystal Scales, she does the voice of Libby from Futurama, from Jimmy Neutron.
Mhm.
The-
Oh, really?
she, does,
Interesting.
she does also like Kid Afro. And then
Ah.
Phil Lamar, he's the guy who does Static Shock. He does Hermes Conrad from
Oh,
Futurama.
really?
Marvin from Pulp Fiction in live action, which has Samuel L.
Nice.
Jackson in it.
Right.
And he does the voice of Samurai Jack, voice of
Really?
teenage Afro. Phil Lamar. He's in a bunch of shit. He's really good. Comes to cons too. I kind of want to meet him. But
Low key.
Damn, cool to have him on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah. And Samuel L. Jackson is an executive producer on Afro.
As it should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he quickly worked his way up.
Between him and,
He
RZA.
probably read the script, read the
Well, I
manga,
think
and
he's
was
just-
like, bro, this show got mad potential and I want it.
Yeah, I want
want
to
my name
I want
all
to be a
over
part
it.
of it. I want to be a part of it.
I want to be a part of it. I want to own it. I want to mess with it. I want to freak
Right.
with it. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my anime right there, bro.
So, well, but
Go ahead, Freddie. Yeah, go ahead, man.
favorite characters, favorite moments,
I mean, I guess Afro would have to take the number one favorite
favorite character.
character, yeah.
All right.
But I mean, nice little side is Ninja, bro. Because for me, even after watching through it, there was always that conversation about
Is he real?
is he real? Yeah.
right.
Because
He is.
but I mean, that's what I'm saying, bro. Even
Yes.
to this day.
I got the answer for you, bro.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay. So I mean, We'll leave that for that.
Let's jump in, bro.
So
Let's break it down because it seems like we're all kind of being misled.
Right. Okay. So for Ninja, right?
Right.
There are plenty of times. Obviously, he's talking to Ninja throughout the whole time. They're talking to each other or whatever.
Right.
But the outside world also affects him.
Kinda.
Like a perfect example. Like even before the movie happened. Like when there is scanning Afro, he's in the scan.
Right.
So they see him like an actual person.
Yeah.
But then he absorbs him later. You know what I'm saying? Like when he has to fight Gino. Yeah. So that was like a whole thing. So I guess, let's get the answer.
So there's a lot of speculation. The writer hasn't really confirmed one way or the other, but they say, because he had a whole thing that he wanted to get into where there was like multiple headbands. Not just one or two.
There was
There's
multiple
a
headbands.
crazy amount of headbands, and they all had like their own little like power or whatever. So they are saying that Ninja is a guardian of the number 2 headband because he sees Ninja when he first gets.
He puts it on. He never sees him before then or after when he takes it off.
But in the movie, he does come back when Seo takes both headbands from him. So that's why I kind of don't like to subscribe to that theory that he's a protector of it.
Right.
I kind of do like how you were saying where it's like a Fight Club situation where it's all in his head.
Where it's
all, it's all in his head and it's like, his other half because he's
traumatized.
Right.
So that's what I was saying is like Ninja is more of his humanity, which is why he's a separate person.
That's how I always related it. I thought that it was just because he is so deep into revenge, every other emotion don't even count.
Right.
So he has to just basically
into Ninja.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I also think is that Ninja could be not his true self because I think it reminds him of maybe like his family members or like whoever he knew before his dad died.
Right.
Like like some sort of, maybe his dad was kind of cold-blooded. I mean, there had to have been a lady.
He was both though. Like you could tell even in that very first episode, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of cool.
Yeah, like even when he
he's a dad.
He told him like after he got cut, don't avenge me. You know what I'm saying?
He
like
said that?
Yeah, bro. You don't remember? Nigga Justice cut his fucking head off. His head was rolling, and then he told fucking Afro, "Do not avenge me."
He said.
Yeah, you hear it. You have to go back and watch it. You hear it, bro.
How did he produce words with all lungs, bro?
Like,
hey,
do not avenge me.
Watch it, bro. Watch it.
No. Bitches get
no. Fuck bitches. I ain't make it. I just watched it. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, bro. But that
it just reminds me. I just think it's him because one, they have Samuel L. Jackson do the voice of both,
right?
And you do kind of hear once Ninja leaves. Afro talks and he kind of sounds more like Ninja.
Right, he's more of a person.
Right, or he just sounds like him. And it's Samuel L. Jackson, but he sounds more like laid back and like stonewalled. He does a lot more talking in the movie. Yeah, but originally they approached Sam Jackson to do just Afro. They had no plans to have him do Ninja, but there's like 10 lines over 5 episodes of Afro.
Yeah, right. He barely talks, bro.
So Sam also offered. He's like, well, why don't I just do Ninja as well?
Which I think that's what throws people off because you're like, well, they both have the same voice, but one is way more outgoing, more talkative. You know what I mean? So you would think like maybe that is his like ultra personality or something, or his like subconscious coming to life.
I feel like it's 2 parts of the same whole, to be honest.
Because his subconscious be like, bro, you're a cold killer, or
I think that's him.
Or he'd be like, bro,
yeah,
if I was you, I would run from this, and then but low key, Afro don't have those emotions to run away.
There's a moment in Resurrection where he's approaching the strip club where he walks up and then he stands still, and then there's a moment where before he looks at the strip club, and then Ninja says, "Oh my God, there's a strip club here!"
Right.
So that's another reason why I think it's
Yeah, but they also have another character called Takimoto.
Okay,
and he's supposed to be the guardian for number one.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
So I mean,
you don't meet him though in any of it's only in the manga
shows. Yeah,
right. So you can have that theory where Ninja is just, or maybe it's like the genie that's his guardian for his headband that he has.
Okay.
So everybody gets their own relationship with the headbands because
Right.
it manifests as this guardian.
There's a lot of talk about like the theory that you brought about the multiple headbands. How when he went
Right.
to go see Justice has multiple people
yeah,
and spikes,
shitload of
and they're just
headbands.
shitload of headbands.
Right.
And the theory is that Justice thought that if he collected all the headbands, he would eventually become the god.
Right.
So is there like headband number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he just snatched them all? So all that was left is just 1 and 2.
Yep.
Right.
So in order to face him, you basically had to be number 2.
Right.
The 3 and 4 don't exist. Like bronze and silver, take that
I
shit
think
out of
like
here.
logistically, the whole idea of it is kind of goofy. Like a number 1 and number 2. Like what's stopping me from just going up to the number 1? If I see him on the street, I don't have the
wanna
number 2.
say
Well,
samurai
because-
code.
Well, I mean,
Samurai
yeah,
code,
between
they don't do robots, guns,
I know,
bazookas,
but at the end of the-
samurai code.
In the end
Samurai
of the
code,
day, even the empty 7 don't even go straight to number 1.
You
They
can't,
always
bro.
attack number 2 because
Yeah.
they know they need
Why?
a number 2
That's
to enter
how,
number 1.
Right.
Why?
That's how it's
I think
built.
it's a samurai code.
Right.
I think
That's what
it's
you
a
think, samurai
code
code?
that is
So-
built in that universe that they
you
have
have
to follow.
imagine, right? Anybody who has the number 1 headband is looked at as God. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So you will not fight God head on. It
Why?
is known because you'll die.
Says who?
Says God. I mean, hello, that's how it works.
That's between me and God. And if I fight and kill God,
It's the law of the land. bro.
Right. It's the law of the land, bro. It's the law of the legend and
Just
the lay of the
follow
land.
you,
the law
if
of
you
the
shoot
land.
the number 1 without having number 2, what, the police come and pick you up?
Nah, bro.
Spirits.
Yeah,
Ninja
you die,
Ninja
bro.
comes through, bro, with
What
Takimoto,
happened?
and they fucking
Right.
slash you up. for
You'll
not
never
following the
know.
rules.
No one will ever know because that's not how it works, bro.
So I think it's goofy, but
It
and
is,
I
it
used
is.
to always think it was goofy, but when I look at it like a poem, when I look at it like symbols, that's
Right.
why I do kind of like that it's only 5 episodes, because maybe with enough time and with enough episodes, someone might be like, fuck this number 1, number 2 shit.
That's
just go
exactly what
number
Afro
1.
did, bro.
That's what happened with Seo. She went and got the number 1 and number 2 from Afro.
Well, yeah, but he took them. You know what I'm saying? He took them out of circulation.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
So-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
So you think she took the number 2 from
Seo
him? Not
had
the
the
number 1?
number 2.
Right.
He had both.
No,
He
he
had-
had 1. He had the number 1 headband, and that was stuck on the sword on his father's grave.
Well, I don't think she had
Seo
number
came
2.
in there with the number 2 already and took the number 1.
I think she had the number 2.
I
No,
think
he
he took
didn't.
both of them out of circulation.
Right. I think he did.
Yeah,
But
but then he
either
had
way-
to go find number 2.
Right. Because she took them back. She took them both.
Yes, she took them both, but he ended up going finding number 2 in order to face number 1.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Why the fuck didn't he just go to number 1?
No, but you're right. If Seo came in there and stole the number 1 head, but the number 1 headband was stolen because he wasn't using it. It was
Right.
up for grabs,
Right.
basically. If you think about it, it was technically up for grabs. If he's not wearing it, it's up for grabs. And it was
Right.
literally sitting on a
Technically,
sword on his
yeah.
father's grave. Anybody could have just came and snatched it, called it a day.
Right. Or the wind could have took it.
Exactly.
Right.
He did not it the right way.
I think
Yeah.
that's what happened. I think that makes more sense, bro. It was up for grabs.
It was up for-
Seo came, took that shit. Then he
Right.
had to go find the actual whoever had the number 2 to then go face Seo for the number 1.
It's all the story, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's
So
as
I like,
a
bro.
poem,
I like it.
it's
I like
a
it as a
poem.
poem. I like it
Right.
as a
Poems
poem.
don't make sense sometimes. You
What does
just
it
go
need to?
with
It's
it.
more like a symbol.
Yeah, the stage is set, bro.
But so my favorite character is Ninja. That's
Ninja.
my absolute favorite character, bro. He's just so fucking funny. There's this moment I rewatched it in episode, I think it's 4, where he first fights Kuma and he goes, "Oh shit, he's about to bust a 2-sword move on you," and I fucking died laughing like all over again. And I was like, damn,
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking remember why I was obsessed with this.
Bro, it's the humor, just the intensity, the darkness,
All of it,
the
bro.
symbols, the poem, the
It's good. It's good.
revenge,
And
the
you can,
hate.
It is the first time that I was able
the
like,
love.
to impose my own theories on something.
Right.
And it kind of makes sense, but then I kind of picking my own shit apart. And
The fact that think that there's so much
That's
to gain from
from
such a
just 5
small
episodes.
amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
do you
bro.
want more episodes?
No.
I feel like no, bro.
No?
It would,
I feel like no, bro. It would because I felt that way about the game, and then they came out with part 2,
Oh,
Kuma,
right.
and that shit fucking sucked.
Really?
bro.
That's what I
That
heard.
shit was garbage.
I remember you playing it, so I did have something about that.
Oh my god,
Yeah. Sometimes when you do something so right, leave it alone. Bro.
leave it alone,
Leave
bro.
it alone. And the thing is, the fact that
But what
we're
about the
still
movie?
the fact that we're still arguing about this years later and
Yeah.
still finding out shit about it, like
It proves
we're
its point.
deciphering a whole fucking message. Like Kendrick Lamar, like 20 years from later, somebody's gonna be like, bro.
Afro.
Yeah, bro.
He was referring Afro the whole time, bro. Vengeance, like
Oh, maybe.
you know what I mean?
Maybe.
It was very poetic, man. It was beautifully done. I would not want another. Like after like let's say 2 years from now, I might rewatch it and still feel the same way. Like, damn, that was fucking great.
That's how I felt when I rewatched it this time.
Exactly.
I was like, wow, this is pretty nice. It does kind of drag, but I mean, it's fine. And I do like Kuma. I like the bear. And we were talking about it at the concert today. He does kind of have like a Kanye West bear.
bro.
I think it is just a teddy bear. I think like a teddy bear thing.
Well, it was
But-
supposed to represent his sister, since his sister's always
Right.
carrying a teddy bear.
Right.
We were having the conversation of who sparked what intrigue. You know what
I
I'm
tried to
saying?
do some
Like,
research.
Kanye from
I tried to
Afro
research
or-
it, but the late registration came out a long time ago. But
think
Takashi
this came-
was making Afro on and off since 1998.
Right.
So I think College Dropout came out around that time, but at that time it wasn't a bear like that. It was a bear like a mascot.
Right.
mascot.
So it didn't turn into like the bear that we're familiar with until late registration
Right.
after Afro.
Right.
So it's, like I said, I think it's just a teddy bear thing. Hard to tell.
Maybe, but I don't know, bro.
It's hard to tell, but I think it's just super. And he's kind of like a Darth Vader.
Art imitate
Yes,
life,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly that, actually.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
another rendition of that.
And I do like him more in the movie than in the original show, because in the show he just cries too much. I think.
Nah, bro, that's
think
all
he-
a part of it.
So I like the poem that his tears haven't stopped falling behind the teddy bear since he, died the first time or whatever.
Right.
But he eats up so much of that fucking 5th and 4th episode that I'm like, bro.
Like
once
the
they
crime?
do
That's
the
the-
flash up, their flashback catch up, I'm okay. But then they just keep going, and I'm like,
That's
bro,
a part of it, bro. Like, did you even catch the fact that as soon as he actually met Kuma, that nigga was not fighting him? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he says it. He says it.
No, even before he says it, though. Like, when they initially meet, he
Yeah.
knew off top, and he
I know,
purposefully didn't draw his sword.
I know.
No, yeah, bro. It's too beautiful. And then the second part, he's nothing.
I know, but I kind of like it when he's like that, bro. Because
No, that
he's
just sucks,
he's
bro.
coming in, he's grabbing his afro, and he's riding that motorcycle.
Oh, that was some dirty move, bro.
That's what I'm saying,
but
bro.
that's-
Hit him in the face.
But after he died in the show, he was
Right.
resurrected again in the movie,
Right, but with, like-
less human,
Right.
more
Right.
robots.
right.
You know what I mean,
bro.
It wasn't like till like the very end, once a little bit more of the human side came through in the
Right.
movie to save Afro by resurrecting his heart or whatever.
Right, which is what I like. As far as like
Yeah.
him being a tragic character, because I do like
It's a lot of
that
tragedy. in
he
this
has
movie,
the
bro.
humanity in the show, but I don't know, way too much crying. Bro.
You cry too much, bro.
Bro, I hate
He
that,
is
bro. That
too
was his
tragic,
brother.
bro.
That
I
was
hate
his
crybabies
brother.
in anime, bro.
He
I
lost-
hate Deku. I hate the crybabies. The only crybaby I like is
bro.
Yeah, because that shit sucks. That's why.
So, and I do like the fight that he has in the movie with the three, like the family of three or whatever, like the big dragon with
Oh,
dreadlocks,
okay, yeah.
and
yeah.
the lady robot or whatever, and that guy who has the boombox with the
Yeah.
And I do like the third episode where he just fucking runs through the empty 7.
Nah, bro.
He fucking speed runs the empty 7 and then fights the Afro droid, and I think he maybe kills the Afro droid at the end of that episode too.
Yeah.
So I like those. I like how flashy it is.
At the end, that was Gino that killed him, I think. Or was that not?
No, it was him. He
Because
He
the
took-
sword came down.
right.
But
That was him. And then
he
and then
threw
died.
the sword up.
Yeah, he dropped it. He like got hit and then he fucking fell to the ground and then the sword came down.
Yeah, I was like, I think I have to.
And what do you think
rewatch
about that whole like dick laser that happened?
That's just all part with the rest of it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That shit was mad weird, bro.
That's literally just a part of. I mean, bro, the whole Empty 7 was that too. The
Oh,
nigga
yeah.
was getting licked on as he was talking about God.
I
Like,
know.
what are you
I know.
talking about, bro?
Weird,
So
That's all a part of it, bro.
so Afro Samurai gets desensitized when his dad's head is cut off in front of him.
Right.
So that was legit me watching this anime at the young age of whatever I was in 2007.
Right.
Like 11 years old, 12 years old. Blood and gore and women, like and sex scene and licking his face and they up it too in the movie.
Movie, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
ladies like
You didn't
licking,
see Lady CEO, bro?
Lady
They
CO?
made her.
She's a loony bitch. She's a loony, bro.
She
She's
is,
a
yeah.
lunatic for real.
or that
the
uh,
definition of a
pervert
woman's
that
scorn.
robot.
yeah, the
He
scientist.
could try and claw her.
Weird, bro.
Nah,
You weird,
Bro, yeah, he was weird, bro.
buddy.
That
You
little
weird.
Scientist robot was fucking weird, bro. He was the biggest simp I've ever seen, bro.
It was, yeah.
Lady CEO
Oh,
had
whoa,
her.
watch out, bro. Watch out for the S word, bro. Yeah, watch out for that word, bro.
CIMP.
The S word out here, bro. Live a dangerous life out here, bro.
So So then Wu-Tang was a big part of mostly RZA, but I think he
RZA and
also,
Jizza, yeah.
but he also brought in like Kweli or whatever. He brought somebody
Oh,
in.
Wally, he was in there.
I think so. I think on the
maybe
movie.
He was on the
one of the
season,
original
shows.
soundtracks. Yeah,
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SZA was on the Restoration movie.
Oh, so RZA,
RZA.
the Abbott,
right.
Prince Rakeem, Bobby Digital, Riz the
Digital.
Ruler,
Yes,
Zig
sir.
Zag Zig Allah
Yes, sir.
does the majority of the music on both the movie and the show. And I remember when I had the DVD that I brought over, there was so much behind the scenes stuff that you can see him making it. And like his studio was like this little room or whatever, but he had all these instruments and it was super, super dope.
Which only made the most sense to put him in the fucking thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this was like one of the first times they did something like that too. So I remember really grabbing towards this. Like I said, Afro, Huey from the Boondocks, and maybe another character is the reason why.
Yeah.
Big into afros. But I wanted to ask you guys what you think about the music as far as like how it relates to other music in anime, but also other hip hop in anime. Do you think this stacks up with like Shampoo and you could throw Cowboy in there, but I think it's a little bit different vibe. But
Megalobox.
how do you think? Where do you place this?
Number one.
Number one.
It's top.
Wow, number one.
It's top for sure.
Wow, number one.
It's top for sure, and I could tell you for a particular reason.
Go ahead.
Because he made it for this anime.
Yeah, but the other stuff is made for that too.
No.
Yeah.
No. It was executively produced by RZA for this project.
Yeah, but you don't think Nujabe's made all those songs for Shampoo?
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
No, you don't think so.
not in the way that RZA made the I don't know, bro. It's all tied together, and I feel like those are songs that probably already existed that were put in there.
You remember there's a part, I feel like the soundtrack just hit perfectly.
Good.
And it was when Afro was facing off number 2 in the district where they were having like a little carnival.
Yeah, the rave.
Yeah, the little rave party, and then people were fucking in the fucking alley and shit. Yeah,
bro.
Bro, that sound with that fight scene was
Bro, RZA made the fucking bro. He set it up exactly for that, and he's in the fucking thing. He's the DJ in the fucking thing.
He's the
Boom,
DJ.
boom.
Bro, like
Come
nah,
on,
bro.
Well, there's even a scene before when he is getting to the thing where he's not using his sword yet, and as soon as he arrives, they surround him, and then he goes, "Yeah!"
Right, bro.
That shit was fucking fire,
bro. I'm telling you, bro. Top. Like,
All right.
Top tier. Next to Samurai Champloo.
Next to Samurai Champloo.
Right next. Samurai Champloo is like second in my list when it comes to like soundtrack. I don't know if you would put Cowboy Bebop above Samurai Champloo.
I don't know. The jury's still out. Until we do an episode on Shampoo, I can't really tell. But right now, I want to give it to Cowboy over Afro.
I mean,
What?
That's
Just because I like a lot of the songs. There's some. So the song that I'm referencing that I don't really fuck with is the song "Fight for You." He does the song "Fight for You."
Oh.
I would die for you until the end. I kind of don't like that song.
I mean, bro,
with it, bro?
no, it's
I like that
all
song,
a part
Samurai
of it,
Champloo
bro.
had the same kind of song where when he was dying and he was like floating in the water, they had to play like this old like Japanese.
I have to listen.
Bro, you got the Fooly Cooly soundtrack off fucking on retainer all the fucking time, bro.
I
What are you
do like
talking
that
about?
Oh, you like Fully Cooley?
I want to do a Fully Cooley episode so bad, bro.
What the hell, bro?
I don't know. I just remember it being so piercing to me, and they play it like 3 times in that movie, and I'm just like, he wrote that song just off the script. He didn't have any, they did Afro 1 already, but they didn't have CO, they didn't have anything like that, but just off the script of where, she's trying to avenge her dead brother, and she's fighting, she's doing all this disgusting things out of revenge, but for her brother, for her family.
Love. And then Afro's going back there trying to get his daddy out of love. Bro.
Yeah, but so they address it in the movie, which this was the earliest part of like, oh, we'll just address the stupid stuff, and then you can just continue the movie. Because, bro, what the fuck? It doesn't matter if your dad's a zombie. He's dead, bro. He's dead. He's dead.
I know, but still his dad, bro. He hasn't
It's
seen
not
his
his
dad
dad.
in forever.
It's not his dad.
It's not his dad, but
his dad is hijacked.
Right.
So,
Yeah, he doesn't know that until it's too late. But
He's a zombie, bro. He knew that. Ninja was telling him, he's like, bro, who cares if they got your daddy's funky ass remains, bro?
that's true. He did.
He's like, no, this is my real father, bro.
Yeah, and then what? And then you what? Have brunch with him or what?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird. And I thought it was unnecessary, and it kind of was hand fisted as far as like a way to get the
I mean, I
started
feel
again.
like yes and no, because I
And then
feel
he
like
gets I mean, I wouldn't want like a whole 3-hour movie of him searching and searching, but then he just goes to the next town and gets the
I feel like it touches on the whole like the bastardization of black people. You know what I mean? Like you're not knowing their dad. You know what I'm saying? And it touches on the fact that he knew his dad.
I was like,
Right.
but
he knew his dad.
Right, but he knew his dad, and his dad died, and he was just like he didn't have his dad.
right.
Regardless of whether he knew his dad or not, he
Right.
still grew up without his dad, and
Right.
he had his dad back, so he was refusing to believe that it wasn't his dad. Do you get what I'm saying? So you gotta, you know
I
what I'm
think it's a
saying?
little. I think it's a little bit like that.
It's cerebral,
But
bro. You
but
gotta.
even then, I'm not really, so dumb.
It is dumb.
That's why Ninja Ninja's my favorite because he's the
Right.
voice of reason.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
He's hilarious. He's, I even like coming up. I got some stuff for you guys with that too. But I don't know. For Afro's dad, when they were devising the movie, or I think it was devising the show. It was the show. They met with RZA and was like, okay, how do we want the music for it? So he was listening to it and he was watching it or whatever. And he's like, okay, bet. The story of Afro Samurai is the story of hip hop. When you in the first episode, when Afro's dad gets on the scene, he has a very jazzy song.
Right. Yeah.
So Afro's dad fights Justice, who has a very hard rock metal,
piece. Yeah.
but like heavy metal. So he's also a cowboy gunslinger.
Yeah.
So
Right.
rock kills jazz,
Yeah, and then hip hop kills rock.
right?
Okay.
So that's when they were
A
like,
la Jimi Hendrix style.
right. So that's when they were like,
Very nice.
and creators were like blown away. They're like, okay, we're just gonna let RZA do whatever the fuck
He
he
wants.
wants. He understands this. And
Yeah.
shout out to the Wu-Tang, bro. Wu-Tang over
Wu-Tang
everything.
everything,
They
bro.
picked the perfect person to do this.
I couldn't think of anybody better for the soundtrack, for the voice acting.
Dead ass.
It was like
100%.
there's nobody else that could have done it better, bro. And that's why this anime is the best. It's the GOAT.
I know.
That's why he's the GOAT.
I
It's
tried
the
to put it in our top
GOAT.
10. I
It is in our top 10.
don't think it made it. It might have been number
No. Afro Samurai definitely made top 10.
Okay.
I think it was even top 5 next to Samurai Champloo, bro. I'm pretty sure.
Samurai Champloo was one.
I don't remember.
Well, then Afro Samurai was either in the top 10. It was in the top 10, bro.
It might
We
have
had
been.
so many samurai episodes
We
or
did.
shows in our top 10. That's how
did.
much we were like, yeah, it's top 10, bro.
We did.
There's no way we not put that top 10.
I do think there's some flaws with it and some holes, but when I read the manga, I will maybe iron that out. But I do like the music. I do put it up there, but having the vinyl, I do kind of like skip some of those songs. I do like Nappy Afro. They say I'm getting busy in my Nappy Afro. My Nappy Afro. I like a lot of the songs. And I do remember some of the songs from the video game, which I do want to talk about. They had the exclusive rights for Afro were given to Bandai Namco Games in 2005.
Mm.
Now, Captain Kilimanjaro is going to bring a Naruto piggy bank into the studio. Because every time we mention Bandai Namco and video games, I want to put $1 in and then we buy like something for the podcast studio.
Every
Because
time we say Bandai Namco.
every time Bandai Namco comes up in an episode, because I think it comes up every single episode.
and either mention of either name.
Crunchyroll
because
comes
they
up
are
in every
one of the-
episode, bro. We
Maybe.
always mention Crunchyroll and something.
We're always dogging on Crunchyroll, but Bandai Namco is the game, like, because we talk about anime, video games, and movies.
Movies, yeah.
Every anime, video game is
It's
by
by
Bandai Namco. So they were given the rights or whatever, and then the game was released in January of 2009, and then they have the sequel, Afro 2, Kuma's Revenge. So I do remember you playing it back in the day. So is it bad? Why? Because of the gameplay, or because you don't play with Afro, you play with Kuma? Or
No, so you play with Kuma and you play with the two sword style, and that
Right.
was kind of straight.
Right.
But like none of the like
the body limb stuff? Like how
like
you...
none of that, bro.
I remember that was the
None
first
of-
game that I got all the achievements for. Because I had an achievement for like slicing off a hand, a head, and
Right.
and somebody in half or whatever.
All
You
in
could
one
cut
go.
bullets in that game.
Yes.
It was fucking dope. But the second one didn't.
Oh, that shit was just trash, bro.
Well,
It
I
was
ain't gonna lie,
just
bro.
Not
I
playing
didn't even
good.
know there was a second game until we started doing.
So I did the research
The
and then I
research.
remembered, and then I remembered you playing it. And I was like, how did you even get this game?
Nah, bro. It was one of those things you had to seek out, and
Right.
after playing it, I understood why.
Right.
And I was just like, it's a part of me wants a third version of this volume.
Wow,
and a
so you
part
want
of
a
me
third game,
doesn't.
but not a third season?
No, because of how good it was. Like,
Okay.
how good the game was, the first one,
Right.
which they shouldn't have made a second one, but they did. So they need a third one to make it better.
Whereas the third one would be the second one that they made.
As long as it wasn't as bad, you know what I mean? The redemption.
The redemption.
But you don't need more Afro Samurai like anime because of how good it was in general. But they did another one.
Not
but,
even the manga?
I don't think so. Because they even explain more of the manga than they do in the anime.
I think that would be the hardest part. Just if they're gonna remake it, they're gonna have to explain more shit.
Yeah, well, they would. They wouldn't just redo it.
Yeah, but then they have to justify it because then you feel like, well, what happened in Afro, was that canon?
Yeah.
But if you're making a new one and you're trying to explain the world even better, more about the headbands, maybe even referencing the other headbands.
Well, they do. Because the movie is an expansion on the show when they compiled more of the stories together. Because that little bald boy is not in the show. He's in the movie. So they were able to redo it again and do it some more. So, they even redid the manga again that you read that I bought recently. I didn't finish it, but I did start it. And oh my God, it's just so nice. I love how black and white it is. There's splashes of red and the style is just, I understand why they picked this up out of nowhere to do it because it just looks so stylish. Like Takashi, he loves drawing black people and mostly from his exposure to black people from like hip hop and shit. He talks about in the behind the scenes that he likes like in the 90s gangsters or rappers or whatever. Baggy clothes because it matches like the kimonos that the samurais wear.
Right.
So he wanted to draw and I also like that, not cyberpunk, but it's like a blending of like
it's cyber new. So yeah, retro futurism.
Is that retro futurism?
Yeah.
Retro Afro futurism.
Exactly.
Put that on my tombstone. So I just like everything about it. I kind of would want another one if it's done by the creator. And I would want a manga first, but I need to read this first before I even see. Maybe I'm okay with this.
I mean, who's going to top Afro, bro?
Takashi Afro, the guy. It's his story.
No, I know, but who's going to top Afro, bro? Ain't nobody put Afro down, bro. And many have tried, bro. You know what I'm saying? Who's left?
Seo and Kuma kicked the shit out of him at the beginning of that movie.
He was retired, bro. And his daddy killed him, but he came back, bro. And you know what I'm saying?
That man has been sitting in that house for years,
carving all that wood,
carving wood, bro.
I know.
He was out of
funky ass dolls.
He was out of shape at that point, bro. That's why he had to go resharpen his sword, resharpen his skills.
I like the way the movie starts too. It's so vibrant. That's what I remember too from the movie, that it still does kind of have like a dark tone. Everything's kind of gray and brown, but then there's like these fucking neon lights, bro.
When does that fishing thing happen?
What fishing thing?
In the I don't even remember. I think it was in the beginning of the game. Yeah, when they come to fight him.
Yeah, the fencing twins.
Yeah,
that's in his. It's a dream. It's just to get the watchers up to date with how he fights and just the endless bloodlust that he's been doing.
That scene was gruesome, especially when they viewed it under the bridge and all the blood was just gushing.
Yeah. But it's also very well written because then he falls, but then he catches it with his sword and his foot.
Like, is it? I thought it was like a flashback, like in a dream. Like it was flashback.
He like improvises. Because his swordsman, like the way Afro fights, it's not like your regular swordsman. Like he really.
No. So he doesn't have a formal when he fights.
It's like a Krav Maga mixed with like sword play.
It's almost like
traditional
not
sword
Sephiroth.
play.
What's the guy? Is it Sephiroth?
With a long ass sword in the wing. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Like when he fights the guy in the movie, Ninja's like, what's up with the formal stance? He doesn't fight formally.
So he fights with
one hand on a big ass sword and just slices.
Yeah, he uses his hilt on the other hand usually.
Yeah,
that's why I say it's a Krav Maga, because it's like it's urban, but like it's impractical. You know what I'm saying? It's more real world based fighting versus like the same way. Yeah,
like a fencing,
like an actual, like, you know, when he like an EI when he actually gets two hands on the one sword, right. Like in the same way he in the movie when he like takes RZA to fucking like catch this nigga off guard and stab them both.
Right.
That's real world shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's more like it's not.
Yeah, it's not your traditional That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have a traditional samurai
that's
pose where-
dishonorable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like you're right. He uses
Right.
one hand with the sword, and the other hand he has the sheath or whatever, and then he uses both of them.
Yeah.
He even stabbed somebody in the neck with just the sheath. bro.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
Man.
It was a straight cut. Like what?
Through his neck.
Through
bro.
his neck,
That's how
bro.
strong Afro is, bro.
He is kind of uncharacteristically strong.
Wait, bro, he was fucking cutting.
Well, there's like a theory.
Statues
There's a
and
theory that
robots
he's
and-
been made in a lab. Afro. There's like so much, bro. I watched so much behind the scenes.
Damn,
I can't
bro.
wait to get
your
into
conspiracy theories.
the manga. I can't wait to get into the
He was
manga
made in a
because
lab.
I think it's gonna be pretty dope.
He's not from this world. Technically, he's like a
Well, 'cause
alien.
there's a theory about why his hair is green. Like people think
That's true.
it's because he smokes a lot of tree fur, but I don't think that it is that because it doesn't turn your hair green. It has because it's full on green.
There's
in the
a
original manga.
reasoning, yeah.
But they don't. He doesn't.
Was his dad's hair green?
I don't. It doesn't show. It doesn't.
Because
show.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really see that much of his dad except in Resurrection. We see a little bit more of him, but you know
Right.
that could have
But in the
genetically that could have been
animes-
changed.
But in the manga, it's black and white. But in the first iteration, which I will send it to Oscar to put in the video, not just setting you smut. It shows he has green hair. Like even
Right.
in the action figures that I do want to get, he has green hair.
Right.
So I just
But in
his
the anime,
mom-
it's super hard to tell, so you can't really tell if
but
his
they
dad.
mention it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
right. They explain it. They
do?
explain it.
Because
Yeah.
I know, like in the anime, they talk about him having nappy hair because that's not something normal in Japan.
In the bar when the before that bar fight with the lemonade,
right.
the nigga comes in and he's like he's explaining Afro, but he mentions the green hair.
It got a
Look.
green tint to it. If you look real close.
Right.
Now that you mentioned lemonade, that fucking straw that he pulls
yeah.
out,
Yeah, what's up with that?
that shit
Pimp ass
gangsta,
shot.
bro.
I feel like he got that from his dad.
That's some
Yeah.
gangsta
I feel like
shit,
he got it
man.
from.
That's
I
an
feel like he
heirloom?
got that from
That's
his
an
dad.
heirloom?
When
Yeah,
he
low
walked
key.
in the bar and said, "Let me get lemonade," and he pulled out his own fucking straw, I was like,
Cause that's some
Yeah,
gangster
that's
shit,
some
right? I feel
gangsta
like that's
shit,
some
right?
old school gangster shit.
"That's some gangsta stuff, bro."
Slick back shit, bro.
He
right.
had his own fucking pimped out straw. That's like his pimp cup right there.
And then he backhand punched the nigga through a wall.
Yeah,
you know what
what's
I'm
up with that?
Come on, bro.
Well, also,
Samurai.
The lemonade is supposed to represent
Samuel
like,
Jackson, bro. We don't
lemons.
give a
Like
fuck.
life gives
Life
you
gives you
lemons.
lemons.
This is the life you dealt with.
It's funny because when they first tried it, he tried it with all his family,
And
and
they didn't
they're
like
like, it tastes like
Ugh.
piss.
Right. It's too sour or whatever.
He's like, oh, this is good.
good, bro. Yeah.
let me get that.
Must some more sugar, actually.
Right? A little bit more sugar in here.
Right. I know you were disappointed with the game, but so they do have Assassin's Creed Shadows that's coming out in March 20th.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, I know it's been pushed back and now, maybe again, but that is going to have Yasuke,
Yasuke,
which is like the first black samurai. So that's some information about Yasuke. So
Wait, the
Yeah.
person or the movie? I mean, the show.
person.
the person, and I have a little bit of opinions about it.
Go ahead.
So Yasuke, which was not his native name, was the first non-Japanese and African samurai. Kidnapped and traded into slavery by Arabs, I think is the proper term.
Right.
Yeah.
By Arabs and sold to Portuguese missionaries who were spreading Christianity in Japan. So they hired him to be a bodyguard and he went over there to Japan as their bodyguard. So they were spreading, some Christianity or whatever. And then he was summoned by one of the three prominent lords in Japan,
Right.
Nobunaga, who had never seen an African. They never seen somebody with
Right.
black skin or whatever. So there was actually like fights in the streets to go see him as they were like, walking him up to the temple. They don't say it, but he must have been sold to Nobunaga because he was a slave.
Right.
So whatever. So, but the way they phrase it, at least in the history textbook, is that he was under his employed. So he took him under as, a member of his
Wing or
army.
Whatever, yeah.
So, and he was made a warrior of his army. He was the only black African or whatever in his army.
Which is how he became a free man.
Right.
Technically. Yeah.
Right. At this point,
Right.
he earned it or whatever. So they also report that many Japanese saw him as the black skinned Buddha. So
Mm.
that's, your black history for. I think Afro kind of does embody that Yasuke. They could, I know he's fictional, but I watched the Yasuke anime on Netflix.
Kind of the same vibe. You didn't like it?
Kind of whack, bro.
A little bit. I
Kinda
didn't hear
whack,
good
bro.
things about it.
Why? What was whack about it?
So the thing I like about Afro, even though I just kind of picked apart some of the plot holes and, I'm allowed to say things that I don't like about the things that I love.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just felt like this Yasuke was made like with little to no soul. It opened up where he's fighting this, in this war or whatever, and he's arguing with this guy, and he's giving him directions or whatever. And he ends up creating or committing seppuku on himself, Japanese suicide. And I thought it was just kind of wacky. I was like, what's going on here? So then whatever. Then they did that shit. It's just a dream. So now he's living as a boatman or a boatsman on the side of the village. And he's like, the black guy who everybody likes or whatever, but he's on the outskirts of the
he's
village.
just quiet,
So the
keeps
kids,
himself.
yeah, he's like Chef from fucking South Park.
Right.
Yeah.
All the kids love him, but the guys are kind of like, whoa, let's walk on the other side of the street. And then there's this little boy who keeps like trying to attack him, and like, he knows that he's a samurai or whatever. So I don't know. I just thought that shit was kind of goofy. Then I realized that they were introducing magic into the show, where this little girl who's sick, she has magic, but she doesn't know. So I was like, okay, but this is not going to be I don't want to say a historical epic, but it's going to be fantasy. It's going to have some fantasy elements to it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
But they did talk about like his upbringing, about like coming to
Right.
to
Japan,
and
them trying to
washing off the blackness off him,
Right.
not coming off or whatever.
Right. So I had like scenes or whatever, but I wouldn't even say that those were really, really good scenes. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So then they keep calling him the Black Boatsman, like Black Boatsman. I'm like, okay, you can just call me either Boatsman or Yasuke. I think they call him by another name or whatever, like Yanan or something like that. Then the 4 horsemen or the 4 magical beings show up. I think in the episode 2 where he does end up taking this family to the lands across the sea or whatever to go get the doctor or whatever.
Yeah, to help her.
He even says it like, oh, because the little girl's sick, and the mom was like, oh, can you take me and my daughter to the doctor, because he's a really good doctor. He's like, we'll just see the village doctor. He's like, no. We need to see a good doctor. So he says it like 100 times, but then he ends up doing it anyways. And I'm like, oh, whatever. So they end up going on the boat or whatever. Then the water freezes, and then she's like, oh, why'd you stop? He's like, I didn't stop. So then these magical beings come, like a robot, a lady with powers, another black guy.
Turns into a bear.
Right. So then the robot's like, oh my God, he's black. And they start like talking about it or whatever. And they say it so many times that I'm just like, I'm
uncomfortable now.
Afro Samurai is black as fuck without them ever having to say anything about it. They mention his hair, his funny hair, and his name is Afro. I'm okay with stuff like that. But black. I'm just like, chill out, bro.
And he is the only black person.
Besides the Jamaican, who is another like guardian or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah,
he's
the Jamaican guy.
He's black like you. Is there 3 black people in Japan? Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
No, and Afro.
If you've never seen a black person before, then yeah, I understand the fascination, as is in the historical text.
Right.
But if there's already another black person in the world, why would you even if you're a fucking robot, why would you be so praised that there's another black person?
Now you're coming in with deities with like magic powers. So
that robot was very sarcastic, bro. Like the way he even spoke, like he was like, I don't know if he was programmed to be sarcastic or something like that.
Right. And to be fair, I did not watch it intently. I watched it in the background while I was writing the episode, and I made these little notes or whatever. But because the game's coming out, and if the game is good or whatever, and if there's another demand to do a proper Yasuke,
we would have to, just because of the sheer amount of bullshit that has gone on with that game and Yasuke.
You'd be carrying that episode, bro.
I guess so. I mean, if it actually comes out and I hear that it's worth actually getting into.
So you won't check it out no matter what?
No, I do want to, but I want to make sure it's out and like it's straight before I actually like drop dime on it, because
March 20th.
March 20th.
We'll play it and then we'll let you know how it is. Or reading, watching, and playing. So
for sure.
So I didn't really think it was a good representation of Yasuke nor black people in anime, to be honest.
I had to watch
and it had a little bit of the 3D CGI.
Sounds like your version of a Devil Man Crybaby to me.
You're a devil man.
I don't suck that bad, bro. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I care about myself.
So the last thing I want to do is give out the anime superlative for best hair in an anime where it concerns an afro. I sent you guys some references as well, but you have from One Piece. Yeah. Sick afro. I like that he has an afro and he's a skeleton man. I think that's just super dope. He is one of my favorite characters in One Piece because of that.
Right. Musician, if it's...
You got the musician. Oh, my God. And he's been talking about a musician, Luffy, since like the beginning.
Right.
Like before they got a chef or a medic. They're like, we need a musician, bro. So I just love everything about Brook. You got Bobo. Got a real
with
like...
the yellow fro.
The yellow fro, but then it's like perfectly round. It's got a nice little like, retro vibe to it. Atsuko, she's from Michiko and Hatchet. She's got a nice fro. It's blonde, but it's like realistic blonde. But I just like the shape of it. It looks like kind of nappy, but she's like a police officer. So she kind of wears it like kind of funky. Kind of reminds me of Beyonce in the third Austin Powers.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So she's kind of nice with it. And then Hercule has like a really nice fro, for being a Dragon Ball character.
Right. right.
What do you guys think? Who do you guys place? Best hair. That's the name of the segment. I forgot to name it. The name of the segment. Best superlative. Best hair in an anime. Where it concerns Afro.
Afro. Like Afro, bro. And he even utilizes his hair.
He does utilize it.
Right. I feel like I can't give it to anybody else but Afro, bro. To be honest with you, like because I did think about Brooke as well. Because like in the term of Afro, like kept his hair after death, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
And it's clean always. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
True.
that would be the only other person. Because I like Bobo. But I mean,
I haven't seen that
I
show
don't
in a while.
I know.
Bro.
He's got a fro. He's got a fro.
Yeah, I know you got a fro.
it's just the way like I feel like the way it's unkept and it's also like free flowing.
Yeah, it's free flowing. It's snappy.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Yeah, because
can be used as a weapon.
Mugen does have a fro, kinda.
I mean,
Spike
yeah.
does have a fro, kinda.
Yeah, they're all
I do like the fro from Megalobox though.
the fro
Megalobox?
adjacent.
I think
yeah.
he has a nice fro.
He does have a nice fro. A lot of it, the unkempt look that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usopp kind of has a fro, even though he kind
Yeah.
of moves it to the back,
Yeah.
when he gets older. But
Afro, bro.
I gotta get.
controversial, bro. I give it to Ninja Ninja.
I mean,
I think he's got the best afro, bro.
can you consider that an Afro though?
What?
I mean,
What?
he's a part of Afro, but like,
Oscar put it in the reference.
Bro,
Put it in the video
Oscar
reference.
is gonna have a field day with you.
right? Yeah, because he throwing a bunch of bullshit his way this time around.
So he's got the same fro as Afro.
That's not the same Fro, bro.
His fro's more like up.
It's shorter.
It's wispy.
It's
I don't know if I
It's
could
wispy.
consider it a
It's
Fro,
white.
bro.
It's white, silver hairs,
Silver
anime
hair.
logic. Silver hair, overpowered character.
Okay, yeah, I guess, but I mean,
I give it to Ninja.
could you
Ninja.
call it an Afro though? I don't know.
How
It
could you
is,
not
it is
call
an
it-
Afro, bro. I'm
It's
looking
an
right
Afro.
at it. It's an
I
Afro.
was about to say, pull it up right now. I know he's a part of Afro, but I feel like the
It's an Afro, but
style of it
I
is
think
not
Afro Samurai does it better.
Because would you consider Afro's dad an Afro?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just kept like tied up.
Towards the top though, but it's Afro. It ebbs and flows.
So that's not a top knot?
I don't know what that is.
That's not an Afro.
No, man. Ninja has an Afro, bro, and I just like his Afro over Afro. I like how it stands up. I like that it's white, and I like that it is still like unkempt and it's a big personality.
Yeah.
But Afro Samurai's dad, he had it in a ponytail.
He had it in a ponytail, but it was
It kinda
still-
looked kinda
it was still
gangster,
kinda
though.
Afro. It was
But
kind of
that's what I was
With
saying.
the ponytail, it looked kind of
Yeah.
gangster, bro.
I do like that, yeah.
I don't know. I might have to give it to his father now.
Give it to his father.
Yeah, with the best Afro.
Man.
I mean, I like the vibe that Afro had it all free and wild, and he used it as a weapon. But now that I'm thinking about
he
it,
didn't use it
Afro-
as a weapon. But
well, he didn't use it as a weapon, but he used it as like part of his comeback.
He just got caught up in his combat. It's like Batman's cape.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I
It's
don't
a
know.
fro, bro. The
Could you
cape-
consider, because like, I don't know, because
Fred
if
is
you
so
put it
pedantic
Afro.
over so
Bro, because if you put an Afro in a ponytail, is it a ponytail or is it an Afro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you
Afro
put
ponytail,
an
bro.
Afro into space buns.
then what is that considered? Because you're not gonna consider it a pigtail, but like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? It's not an Afro anymore. Afro buns.
It's an Afro, bro. It's an Afro.
It's Afrocentric. You know
Afro!
what I'm saying?
So who had the best Afro or who had the best nappy hair in general?
Afro. Who had the best hair in anime?
'Cause I feel
Where
like
it
an
concerns an Afro.
Afro, like you have to wear it as an Afro, bro.
Yeah, an Afro's an Afro. Like just loose. Like,
Yeah.
are you talking? Is an Afro? Can you consider like Bubble Ball an Afro because it's nice
Yeah.
and tame? but
That's
it's
an
still-
Afro. But that hairstyle is an Afro versus like, I just don't think you can consider Ninja bro. I'm just
Why?
saying,
Bro.
just because of the hairstyle that it is.
Everybody, please, in the
Like
comments.
Afro. If you want to roast me, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I need 10 barbers to sign off on that this is an Afro because it is an Afro.
I mean, I guess, bro. I don't know. I
It's a
just
grayed
have to-
out Afro, bro.
Right.
Still give it to his dad though. His dad.
Give it to his dad.
That's what I'm saying though.
That
Because you consider
ponytail,
his
bro.
dad, is it still an Afro? You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's an aesthetic.
Hell yes.
I feel like it's an aesthetic, but I don't know if you consider it an Afro, bro.
Yes, bro. It's an Afro.
It's
Just
a
'cause you-
tied, so it's called a tied up Afro instead of a ponytail or whatever it would be.
It is a
Yeah.
ponytail Afro.
Right, but like, what is that? A ponytail afro.
A ponytail what?
That's a ponytail. You know what I'm saying?
Ponytail what?
It's the texture of the hair still in the ponytail.
No.
Yes.
A ponytail afro say what?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. That's not what it is. Like an afro is what the afro is. So if you put the afro in a ponytail, it's not an afro anymore.
Fucking going into a whole rant about what an afro consists of.
This is a fucking hobby debate again.
Yes.
About an afro.
I blame you for bringing up this goddamn segment, bro.
Well, I know. The segment was good.
Oh my god.
That's it, bro. Anything to add about Afro Samurai or Black history in general?
Oh, man.
Jeez.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, but sometimes Black people do it better.
Oh man.
You talking about? Okay, yeah.
An anime.
In general.
Salami, eggs, and bacon, bro.
Nah, but all hands down, the show is really great. If you guys haven't watched it,
Five episodes,
the fact
bro. You
that
can
we're
fucking knock
ranting
this
the
shit
fuck out of a 5 episode and we're going this much in depth is to show you how great this fucking anime is.
I feel like if you are Black and you're into anime, this is one of the staples that you need to have in your wheelhouse. Like even if you don't like it's something that you need to have watched. You know what I mean? Like you know how most Black people have those movies that you need to have watched. If you're Black and into anime, or even Afro Latino and in anime, this is one of the ones that you have to have in your watch log. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, I think sometimes it is a little bit style over substance, but there's still a lot of substance.
Right. And it's just how much there is for how little there is.
Right.
For me. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, let's go ahead and get into the last segment of the show, bro.
What we reading, what we watching, what we playing. So we'll start with you, brother number 3.
Brother 3.
Brother 3.
From the empty 7.
Oh man.
He's my favorite brother, too.
Brother number 3.
Brother 3, bro.
Brother-
With the headphones.
The headphones, yeah.
Oh yes. He is the one that
Survived.
I guess technically, right?
He's the one that survived with, I think, brother 1.
Yeah, because he was
He was he's in like a
yeah, he got shiesty at the end though, trying to play that bullshit.
Right. He was a bad guy. Reading, watching, playing, bro.
Oh, reading, watching, playing. So in the spirit of
You doing music? You listening?
I was gonna get to that. In the spirit of Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna move it over to another of our brothers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not reading anything, but I am listening to The Weeknd
He was
and
talking about
his
The Weeknd.
final album, bro.
Let's talk about this album, bro.
You want to talk about his album,
We're
bro?
talk about it.
Yeah,
Because
watching, playing, bro.
we listened. I listened to it. We listened to it while we did the whole bonfire thing.
Mm.
You know,
I haven't listened to it yet.
It's,
I'm not too caught
You're
up
never
with it.
gonna listen to it, bro.
I might get
You
to
will
it.
never
I might
listen
get to
I'll
it,
get
bro.
to it. I'll get to it. So I used to dress as a pop culture icon for Halloween off of an afro, off of big hair. I'll post it. I'll send it to Oscar. He'll put it in the video version.
Oscar, like, bro, stop sending me shit.
He's gonna put himself in one. He's just like,
I did Michael Jackson Thriller. I did Jimi Hendrix. I did Bruno Mars. And I think that's it, actually.
And
I did Prince.
Where
I
did you
did Prince.
define a fro from like just curly hair?
So, but I wanted to do The
The
Weeknd.
Weeknd with his head, probably.
Or just like when he's got the nosebleed, maybe something
Yeah.
iconic. But because I do like The Weeknd's aesthetic, I do like, I like that big afro, bro.
Yeah,
But
bro.
I will get to it.
Would you consider having an afro?
Yeah, because it's
too curly,
it's
bro.
the style of his
Please,
hair.
why would you do this again?
He's like, God
I was.
damn it.
You said Bruno Mars, and I'm like, Bruno Mars don't got a afro. He got like curly hair, like a perm. It looks more like a perm to me than a fro.
Oh my
Bro, this
god!
discussion
You're
is
gonna
never
ask
gonna
robots
end.
about black people hair. That's crazy. Oh my god! But that's mainly what I have been listening to in sub of what I have been watching. And since Black History Month, it's apt.
For sure.
You know
So
what
The
I'm saying?
Weeknd. All right.
Yeah, man.
He's done some other shit, but hey, it's some songs
Bro,
I can vibe with.
It
Other
is,
songs. I
and
feel-
listen, I will say this man has been telling my entire life story for as long as he's been making music. Yeah, that is super crazy to me.
You've been liking him from a long time.
Bro, since the inception.
Since the first trilogy.
Yes, exactly. And this, I feel like I love this album so much because it tells its own story, even though it is the ending of another story. You know what I'm saying? And he goes all the way through from the first song to the last song. And I feel like that's where I am in my life right now. So it definitely hit super hard. And that's just for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the same places now, even though he's, way more rich than me right now. But,
Yeah.
that's different places. You know what I mean?
And playing?
I'm going to get there. Reading and I guess I say watching.
AI says, no, a perm is not an afro.
Right. Oh, dude.
Good. Go ahead.
The AI, What I am watching, I'm trying to watch, it's not really anime, but it is movies. The Monkey.
Oh, you were talking about it earlier, yeah.
It's this movie. It's from Stephen King, actually. It's another adaptation where, like, they get this symbol monkey. It's a symbol monkey, and it's literally just the worst bad omen, like, thing that exists. Where if you come into contact with this monkey, you will die, and like a horrendous way that the universe.
I've seen this monkey. It's in
Toy
that
Story.
movie.
It's in Toy Story.
No, but it's also in that movie.
There's a lot of different adaptations of this monkey.
No.
It's a symbol monkey, bro.
Right, it's the symbol monkey.
I think it's also in the Grinch movie.
Probably. There's so many different ones.
Puts his head in a symbol monkey.
But this is the Stephen King.
Oh, for sure.
A story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do definitely want to see that because I've been hearing good things about it, and me and scary movies.
The Conjuring. That's where I've seen this monkey.
Yeah.
They have it in their house, where they keep all the possessed shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's in that universe. I kind of low key. It would be nice if it was, because it would be like another good movie in that universe. But ain't no telling.
Are those good new scary movies? I know you're hypercritical.
A few of them. I don't like the third or the fourth Conjuring very much.
What about the La Llorona?
I do like that movie, actually.
You like the Llorona?
I did like that one.
Like it.
No, you don't like it?
I feel like it was very like it was
B+.
good, and it was inclusive, so it wasn't too bad. But reading, watching, and playing. So playing. What have I just started playing this one game, actually. What the hell is that shit called? Eternal Strands. It's on Xbox. It's on Game Pass. It was one of those games that I have on my Xbox, and I was just like, I have to make room for more games. So I'm like, let me try this. It's actually not bad. For those who know, it is like a mix between Immortals Phoenix Rising and Dauntless. And it's like a Monster Hunter-esque game, but it's, in my opinion, better. You're going to come at me, but whatever. And Immortals Phoenix Rising is kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a good game. And it's pretty cool. You got magic, you got weapons and armors. It's RPG based. Then you have to go out and like find different stuff, whatever. Just look it up. But I am looking forward to playing Avowed, which is supposed to come out in a few days, well, from recording. And it's another Obsidian game. Obsidian usually make hits, but I don't know. I've been hearing mixed reviews about Avowed, so I'm definitely not paying for that shit. I'm going to wait for it to come out on Game Pass, and then I'll be playing it then, giving my own takes on it. And Assassin's Creed, too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking forward to that, but I've been looking forward to it for like 4 to 6 months now. You know what I mean? That's kind of just what's next on the docket, but that's it for me. What about, well, so it started at 3, number 2.
Number 2. Well, I gotta be number 2.
I mean, that's usually. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's my bad, bro. My bad. Bro.
I'll go then.
You two go ahead and battle that out amongst yourselves.
We're all number 1, bro.
Yeah, we're all number 1.
Anime, video games, and movies, bro.
Anyways, I've been reading. Oh, I've been solo leveling Ragnarok.
Right.
Nice.
I'm reading that.
Reading it?
Yes, because I just got done. I actually finished reading all solo leveling.
Okay.
Because I've been watching the anime. It's fire, for sure, hands down, it's fire. But I've been so antsy, like I can't just wait for the anime for the next episode. So I just said, fuck it.
You've been like that with solo leveling for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
You're like, you were. I remember you were even watching other animes that had like the same kind of premise.
But yes. So I finally decided, let me just fucking read it. I read the whole thing. Right. Now I'm at Ragnarok, and now we're, into his son, whatever. It's cool though. I like it.
So originally, when I was doing the news, I had like a whole thing about solo leveling, like climbing in the new big 3. It was like titled the new big 3 makes room for the old big 3 because One Piece is coming back.
What is the new big 3? Because
so right
I've heard so many discussions about this.
Solo leveling, and then Demon Slayer. Or no, it's One Piece, Demon Slayer, solo leveling.
So you said, but solo leveling's climbing up. So if you had to take solo leveling
number 3 now.
out.
It took
What?
off JJK.
for now,
JJK was number 3, then solo leveling beat it. So the top 2 are One Piece and Demon Slayer. But now that Demon Slayer is going movies, something else might creep up and take its spot. Solo leveling might be the number 2 anime in the world.
and then JJK once it comes back will probably end up taking that spot again.
Probably. Or, Spy Family, or, because some of those things.
Spy Family.
Spy Family was the number 1 rated anime like 2 years ago.
Bro, I can't, bro. Not with Spy Family. I don't know, bro.
I mean, you got
Numbers,
different.
bro.
I'm
Numbers,
sorry,
bro. I'm not
bro.
saying who could win in a fight.
Yeah,
I'm
about
not
that.
saying- I'm not talking about fighting.
You got different
I'm
comments.
just saying, like, I just
mean,
don't.
Let me put it to you like this too. Why the fuck is One Piece in the big 3 again when the shit says over 20 years old?
It's been in the big.
You know
Because
what
it's
I mean?
holding-
So-
the fact that it's still holding that spot says
Yeah,
a lot, bro.
but-
20 years later and it's still number 1.
I mean, I don't know.
It's still number 1, bro. Come on,
I feel like it's number
numbers
1
speak
off
volumes,
of what
bro.
what you know what I'm saying? The story is like you need to knock that shit off the big 3, bro. Like that shit's coming to an
The
end.
people is who knocks it off or not.
Yeah, I know. And
So, but the people are putting solo leveling up there as far as like the new big 3.
that makes sense. It makes sense.
I don't even know what I would say because I
Maybe
put
should've-
Demon
maybe
Slayer
I
up
should have
there.
kept it in, but I was writing and I was like, bro, this is nothing.
No, it is something, bro. It's a huge discussion because
Yeah.
there's a community that literally is constantly fighting back and forth for like, what is the next big 3?
Right.
Or who is the big 3? They're even talking about
Kagarabachi. Yeah.
Kagarabachi could be potentially be part of the big 3.
I do want to see that. Yeah.
Maybe once Demon Slayer ends, Kagarabachi ends up
Well, that's
taking
what
that
I'm
spot
saying,
because
bro.
that's the samurai kind of theme or the vibe of samurai.
Because a lot of these, like even like a lot of these newer big 3s that were in discussions or whatever are coming to an end, bro. Demon Slayer manga's already over and they're finishing the animes. One Piece is coming to an end too. You know what I'm saying? So
When? Coming to an end.
they're in the end game in the fucking manga right now. Right now, bro. They're showing shit that is crazy as fuck that they're showing like the end game. So
That's crazy that Daima is not pulling numbers right now.
I mean, that's more.
I mean, it
you
crashed
know.
the site like Super Saiyan 4, but they know that not that they know it's going to be over after Daima, but like what?
Are we
Like,
waiting
so
for the,
people are fucking like crazy compulsed with solo leveling.
Well, yeah, because they haven't even done fucking Super yet, bro. Like, and I was having this conversation earlier too. Like, that shit's pissing me and other people off. Like, you putting Daima out. Superhero takes place way after so much of the Super manga has already been written.
Yeah, but I like
And
superhero.
Yeah, superhero's good, bro, but where the fuck is Gas? Where the fuck is Granola?
They're
Where the
coming,
fuck
bro.
is Black Frieza?
they're
Like,
coming. They're coming.
They're coming.
Are they?
They're coming.
Who knows now? Moro should have been here and gone already. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
slow burn right now, bro. Especially with Toriyama being gone.
Right, so I haven't seen too much of Daima.
Yeah, but
At disclosure, but we are going to do an episode where I will have seen it.
Like 2 weeks from now, it's coming, bro.
Right,
so you
we
gotta
were
see
watching.
it.
We were watching
we
it
watched a
earlier.
little bit.
You
Yeah.
gotta
So,
see
but
it all.
But so far of what I saw, I kind of liked it. So I still like superhero. I
That's
like
not
that. I
bad,
like Daima.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like,
You want what's already out in anime?
Toriyama is Daima, and that's his thing. That's whatever. He's not in charge of Super. Other people are in charge of Super, bro, and they're skipping shit. That's what my problem is. Like, you have other things. You got the games. You got the movies. They're already coming out with shit that should already be available. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're not like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna lie. I feel like with Spark and Zero, they're taking their sweet ass time with DLCs, bro. And I feel like that's gonna knock them out like pretty soon.
Kinda, yeah, because I think games come out with new shit and new DLC. I'm thinking of Helldivers, and I'm thinking of there was another game that came out
Bro.
recently. Oh, Marvel Rivals.
They're
I'm like, damn, they're already coming out with new shit, bro.
they're already starting.
But they had a bunch of DLC. Sparking Zero.
They had a couple, bro. They
A
just
couple.
got.
Superheroes come in like any day now.
They already
But
came
look
out.
how they already
but-
came out. But look how late.
I started playing
Right.
again just in,
But
in
look how
anticipation.
late. And I feel like they're now introducing more new characters with Daima.
Right.
Let's start rolling this shit in DLC, bro. What are we
think they
waiting
are.
for?
They
They're waiting like a couple months in between.
But
each
they
one, though.
lose interest as it goes. Because
Right.
then if you already lost interest with Spark and Zero, just because you're gonna give me an extra couple of new characters, I'm gonna be like,
Well, that's what fighting
I
games
kind of
do.
already moved on from this.
Nah, man, fighting games. do
They're
all the
already
time.
coming out with Hinokami Chronicles 2, bro.
Yeah, that is.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know?
You're dropping the ball, bro. You gotta keep these players on their toes.
Yeah.
No, you really do, bro. Because look how many fighting games there are. Look how many games come out every other week. People lose attention real quick, bro.
Right. Like they're doing it. They're doing the like Hinokami Chronicles is doing the right thing by setting up the next like the sequel or whatever. But Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is already there, so you could have been made Moro, Gas, Granola, and all these other characters in the characters already if you didn't already.
Yeah, but they're not in the anime yet.
Yeah, that's an issue.
You're not gonna read the manga after playing the game. You're gonna watch the anime.
That doesn't make sense because the fucking movie is way after all of that and it came out first.
Right, because after you play the game, you'll watch the movie. People who play video games don't read manga.
But
they watch anime.
Yeah, but
they watch movies.
That still doesn't make sense because it came out first.
It's not about what came out first. It's about synergistic market synergy.
I mean, I guess, bro. I suppose. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you think like a fan too much.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
And you expect these companies to do things to please you as a fan.
Listen. They just announced Super Saiyan 4 on Daima, so I don't know what the fuck anybody's talking about.
I know, right. That's fan service.
Not like I didn't call that shit way long ago, but what is whatever.
No,
you know what
but
I'm saying?
even seeing Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3, that's fan service, bro.
Oh,
that's not fan service.
That's fan service.
It
bro.
happened.
Yeah, but they're like, why didn't it happen earlier? Like, why didn't it happen before?
But they explained it why.
Right.
Why Vegeta just skipped that form in general, because technically it's not even like a great form. It eats up so many energy.
Right. They gave that explanation a long time ago.
To why it got skipped.
But then they just did
but
it
was
anyways.
cool to see it, though.
But then they did it again.
It was just cool
bro.
to see it. I thought it was cool to see it.
I guess it's fan service, but either way.
And what you playing? What you playing?
What I did, reading. What am I playing? I haven't been playing Wukong, man. Need to hop back on that.
Hop back on the Wukong, bro.
But right now it's just It Takes Two, bro. Because my girl wants to beat it before Split Fiction comes out.
I know. I saw some shit about that. Like playing as pigs.
Yeah, so she's excited about it. So she's like, I really want to beat this game prior to this other game.
How far are you?
I don't think we're even halfway through, bro.
We got far, bro.
Oh, you guys got far?
We got far, bro.
Yeah.
We just haven't had time. Every time we try to sit down and watch or do something, and time just flies by so quickly, bro. I'm telling you.
The weekend is over, bro.
The weekend is dying,
yes, bro. On both accords, bro.
And then watching Invincible season 3.
Oh yes, bro.
Man,
I started.
Good.
That show's
can't.
I'm hearing that shit's really taking
I
off.
can't stop watching it, bro. Like it's just so poetic. It's so fucking deep, and it's just so well animated, and it's just
well
like
written, bro.
Well written. The jokes are funny. They hit. I love every time they do like fucking like those jokes, but then they ended up by just saying Invincible. Like,
I fucking love it.
I'm like, bro, who the fuck comes up with this shit? I need them to write my shit for the podcast so I could be like,
what?
Hyperbolic or something like that. Like,
we would have to incorporate
You could come up with that.
It's just so fucking cool when they do. I'm like, bro, that's so like that's. I would have thought of that.
They said the thing. They said the thing. They said the thing.
Right,
it's so fucking good, but it's good, bro. And I can't wait for the next. I wish they would just drop the whole fucking season at once. But I hate when they do 3 episodes per week,
bro.
I know. I kind of like teasing it.
They gotta tease.
Once you go through the first 3 episodes, you're like, fuck.
No, because there's people like you that'll spoil it on the internet. So I like being able to not have to worry.
People
too
will
much
spoil
about
it no matter what.
I know.
It's based off the comic books, bro.
If it's one episode,
but it's
at a
based
time.
off the comic books.
I didn't read any of those comic
Well,
books.
then those are the people that are spoiling it for everybody else.
Yeah, but
because they can just go ahead.
For what though?
They don't read manga, bro. They watch anime, bro.
I know.
People read comic books, bro.
I'm one of those people,
You
but I
hate
hate
the
those
manga
people.
readers?
I'm not talking about me. I never said it was me. I read manga.
Oh man! And then I saw that movie,
The Substance.
The substance.
So don't tell me anything yet, because we're gonna go watch it. We bought tickets.
Oh,
They're bringing it back
yeah.
to the theaters.
Oh, they are?
They
I
are.
don't
shit, really?
understand, really.
When?
I don't
like the
understand why,
24th
but
for
Damn.
$5.
You gotta put me down then.
I'll put you down.
I know you
I saw
talked
it.
about. Oh, you saw it?
I thought
You liked it?
He did
it
not. Like it.
was. I didn't say I didn't like it. I didn't say I didn't like it.
What'd you
It
say?
was all right. It was okay.
It was kind of unique. I like the concept.
Yeah.
That's what I really like.
Yeah. for
I'm
sure. I
not
will
saying
say
like
that.
they fucking made a whole new section of scary movies. That's not
They don't
what I'm
ever
saying.
have to do that.
But the
though.
concept was really dope, though.
It was good.
And
I
how
will say
greed-
that.
People
Vanity.
are, and like how beauty really is a big thing in the female universe. I guess I don't know so much about bunnies.
Right.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's super for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's definitely geared towards women and like and that's cool. I'm not gonna lie on that. But
Bro, I feel like anything that has to do with women, you're just like, bro, I don't even want to hear about that shit.
No, man,
Get
not
that
even.
shit out of my face.
Not even, bro. Not even. Like it's
the
not
main
even
character is
about
a
that,
woman. Get that out of me.
bro. Have you ever heard of? No, bro. I mean, I can't. I have to think of like movies that I like really like where the women's in charge. But bro, as far as games, the Tomb Raider, Control, bro. I love Control,
Laura
bro.
Bancroft, Control.
I love Control, bro. That's a really, really good game out of recent years.
Yeah.
And it's in the Alan Wake fucking universe. And it does good standalone without Alan Wake mentions. I'm not a woman hater, bro. I'm not a part of the she, he, woman haters club, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And the last thing, man, is I got a chance to go last Friday to go see Joy Corey and her Serena.
Oh,
And
yeah.
God
It's
damn,
funny.
bro.
Is this good?
He is one funny ass dude, bro. Like
Yeah?
he's one of those dudes that don't have to talk about politics or don't have to talk about.
He's talking about his
hate.
family. Talk about his mom.
He
talking
really
shit
talks
him.
about his he just talks about himself and all the things that he goes through, and it was just fucking hilarious,
Yeah,
bro.
I liked it.
And towards the end of the show, we got to meet him, and he had got to sign off on my girl's phone case, and she wants to frame it and everything.
Right.
It was pretty dope, bro. It was pretty
Nice.
dope. I inspire for comedians like that because he says like I don't like repeating my joke. So because somebody had asked him like, hey, can you make that joke about I don't know some previous stand up that he did, and he was like,
No.
I don't repeat jokes, but I'll give you a new one, and he killed it, bro. My girl was like, how does
respect
he
that.
do it? Like I'm like, baby, it's a craft.
All right. It
It
is
a
an
craft.
art
and
form.
the fact that he can integrate the audience with his story and then somehow still like loop it back to like the beginning of the joke.
Yep.
It's fucking amazing, bro.
Yep.
It's great. I'm like, one day I'm gonna get to that level, bro.
Yeah, you'll be up there.
I could be up there. I was because you were doing stand up now, huh, brother?
I know, yeah.
I still gotta hear this shit, bro. You
I
gotta
know.
let me know when you gotta do it so I can record you.
Right.
Then what?
Post it, bro. I gotta
know,
shine
yeah.
on my boy. You know what I mean?
We gotta be.
We
in
gotta
the
support,
cut.
bro. We gotta support
We gotta
you,
go
man.
when this nigga doesn't know.
Plus, I
we're
gotta
there.
hear these jokes, bro, because I've never heard you crack a joke in a long time.
What?
He cracks jokes all the time, bro.
What?
Yeah,
We're cracking
hell
jokes
yeah.
on this podcast.
Where have I been at with these jokes?
I have a homeboy at work, and
On the
every time I
rig.
tell him I go to do stand up, he's just like, "But you're not funny."
Damn.
That shit fuels me, bro. I fucking love
I
that
know.
shit.
Oh, it fuels you?
It
Like,
fuels me, bro.
prove this wrong, bro. Fucking
Get
John
on.
from fucking
Knock,
third
knock.
building.
Knock, So what I've been reading, watching, and playing, bro. So
Bro, you gotta crack a joke. I gotta hear something.
He just got
Right
me
now?
with a perfect setup
Oh
the other
my
day, bro.
What was
God.
it? Go ahead. I want to hear it, bro.
I invited him to.
I gotta hear it, bro. It's always in my mind. Like, what is this?
This-
What jokes? What am I missing here?
I mean, so I invited him to the convention like earlier.
Okay.
The gaming con, and I was like, "Hey, are you going to the con?" He's like, "What con?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Saw Con." And he's like, "Saw, like chainsaw, like Saw."
The jigsaw, like,
Jigsaw?
what-
Jigsaw, huh?
And I was like, "Saw Con D's nuts."
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh, I did see that on the
It was-
phone.
I mean, bro, it was. Listen,
God damn it, bro.
the setup was immaculate. I can't even. You know what I'm saying?
But it was-
Completely blindsided. Couldn't even defend myself.
Damn, bro.
It was a one punch flash knockout for sure.
I did see that in the group text. You're right. You're right.
Is that a good one? for
Was
you?
that was a joke?
That's
Yeah,
a good one.
yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, but I feel like those are jokes that I expect from you. Is it because I know you for too long that now I'm just used to your everyday comedy, like your everyday jokes?
I think so. I think
Maybe
so.
it just now
Take-
it doesn't really even go over my head. It's just fucking like,
But you-
yeah, that's like Xavier for you. Suck on these nuts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the joke itself.
Stuff-
It was the presentation.
Shit.
It was the art
And that's
of
what,
it.
and that's
the
what you're talking
setup.
about with stand up, like
Yeah,
getting
the
involved.
art, the
Yeah.
presentation,
Because we
the
were watching some Dave Chappelle, and he be lying in his stories, but you believe him. And 'cause you-
Right.
because sometimes you over have to over exaggerate some stories to make it sound even funnier, or maybe add shit that really didn't happen just to like make it sound better.
Sometimes you even got to downplay it. Sometimes you even got to downplay it to explain more in depth to make it hit later
Oh,
on.
that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
It's a craft, bro. It's an art. It's a
is, yeah.
craft, and I love comedy for what it is, and I love comedians that bring their own story, their own way of presenting stuff. And I think that's great, bro. I know, bro. I was telling my girl, I'm like, damn, is this nigga doing like side quests and shit like that?
Bro,
like,
this nigga Snoop Dogg.
For real, at this point, next thing you know, he's like, bro, I'm starting my own wine. I'm like, what? What happened to stand up, bro? I'm still doing that, bro. I'm like,
I do want to make my own soda.
Bubbly ghastly X.
Oh, yeah. Hyperbolic cola, bro.
Oh my god.
All right, Xavier, how about you, bro? I think we.
So reading, watching,
what
and
are you
playing.
reading?
So I was reading this manga. I love reading new manga. And I don't know why new manga is more like appealing to me than like something that's been established, because I did like reading One Piece when I was reading it. But I don't know. I got like through 20 chapters and I feel like I didn't get anywhere. So with like, if a manga has 4 chapters and I read 2 of them, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of getting through it. So I was reading this new manga called The Martial King.
Okay.
And it's kind of whack.
You dropped it?
I dropped it. I dropped it so decent. And a lot of these new mangas, they have like 40 pages for the first one when usually it's like 20. So I got all the way through it and I didn't like it. It had like some black and white with some color, splash of color. That's what you get now with the Shonen Jump Plus, but it was whack, bro. So I went back to Two Blue Vortex. It's fucking fire, bro. It's fire.
Say it again. What's the name?
Two Blue Vortex. Boruto.
That's Boruto, by the way.
Oh, that's
For those of
Boruto?
you,
Oh,
for those of you who are
Y'all just disguising the name now?
Yeah.
I was almost interested in it. I was like, oh, Blue Vortex. That just
got his ass.
pretty good.
It
Not
is.
just Boruto, bro.
It's not just Boruto. It's good. It's good. So without spoiling it, I decided
better, bro. I
It's
tried to
different.
tell. I
It's
tried to
That's
tell
how bad Boruto is. That
it's
it changed
as
the name up
different
just
as Naruto is to Naruto Shippuden, bro.
which is mad different.
It's the same shit though.
So he doesn't have any jutsu by the end of, or okay, I'm speaking from
From the future.
from Two Blue Vortex. So I haven't finished Boruto, so I don't know if he developed all that shit already. But at the start of Two Blue Vortex, what I'm calling it,
you can't say Boruto. It's the same Boruto, bro. Boruto parts Japonin too.
Right. It's Naruto Shippuden. That's literally exactly what it is, bro.
Gian kept calling it TBV, and I was just like,
That's what it is too.
I don't like that. I
You
don't like that.
You don't like the abbreviations?
So but he has like a very Sasuke appeal to him. So something happened in the world.
That's his teacher, bro.
Well, something happened in the world where everybody's memory is changed. So everyone thinks that this bad guy is really Boruto and Boruto is really the bad guy. So they even think that this new guy is like Naruto's son and, all these things, and they love him or whatever. But he's kind of like an asshole. So he doesn't even act like how Boruto used to act.
Yeah.
But then some certain people are figuring it out.
It's the guy though. Like you guys know it's the fucking
Some know.
the aliens vessel or whatever. He has a particular name that I cannot fucking think of right now.
Right. And I just been trying to get through it or whatever. But it's nice. It's really nice.
The other karma person.
But it has I like that element of it. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but I kind of like that they're doing it like that with a lot of flash on it. So that's what I thought Boruto was missing was flash, which it has flash.
It gets flash later, bro. But
I'm reading.
Boruto was
I'm
missing
already
a
on.
lot. And
I'm
it was
already
missing
on.
soul. It was missing flash. It was missing
I know.
creativity. This nigga was stealing people's jutsu, and he couldn't even come up with his own. You see,
but how do you know that's not a part of the creativity though?
It's part of the character development. He was supposed to
Right.
be like a snot-nosed kid.
Right.
that
He's supposed to be a genius, bro. So that's why he doesn't. That's why he takes other people's jutsu until he gets his own jutsu, and then he starts making his own jutsu. You don't know because you haven't seen anything about it. So you know what I mean?
I'm probably
read-
still gonna be in the dark about this.
Read
shit.
Two Blue Vortex. It's pretty nice. I recommend it.
So read Boruto
No.
Shippuden.
Read Boruto.
Say
Shippuden.
what it is, bro.
Right.
Read Boruto Shippuden.
Like you can't even talk about Barian mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? You
So
can't.
that,
you can't
that
even,
shit is in the past.
You
That
can't
shit
even
is in the
touch on
past.
Barian mode. You can't even.
No, I've
you know
seen
what I'm saying?
Barian mode. There's certain shit I've seen in Boruto because I skipped through it.
Yeah,
Just to
but-
get to the
yeah,
good
but
shit,
why,
bro.
You know
Because
what I'm saying?
it was boring.
It's all a part
It
of the
was boring.
experience,
What the
bro.
fuck is the experience if I'm bored, man?
That's all.
So my homegirl, she talks about how the filler in Naruto is purposeful.
Yes, exactly.
Like you need the filler in Naruto.
It's the same thing with One Piece. Like there's filler in One Piece that has useful shit in it.
There is, yes, I do agree with that, and I do agree for Naruto. Like the filler is to explain more about what's going on in the world besides just Naruto and the
or
Leaf
just
Village.
other characters. There's
Right.
so many side characters in Naruto that if they're not fighting in the tuning exams, you don't see them.
That's
Right.
true,
But then you get a whole backstory on Ino, Shikamaru, Choji.
and you love those characters.
Yeah, or the story of Kakashi and that, or the story of Jiraiya. All of it.
Yes.
So that's what Boruto was. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't liking it. I like what I'm reading now. So, and I just didn't have, and I was having a bad time with it because that was the only anime I was watching. This was back when I decided to watch anime again. When I took like so many years off. So that's why. I was like almost like 100 episodes in, and I'm like,
I hate this and myself.
So, but I'm reading it and it's good or whatever. So, and then we are playing It Takes Two. We're getting through it too. My girl's getting good at the game too now, bro.
Oh, she know how to jump, and dash.
yes, or how to shoot. She's like,
oh, she's getting better with the shooting.
She's getting better with the shooting, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So I have to steer the ship or whatever.
Nah, there's the part where we have the honey. The guys have the honey. They have the matches or whatever.
Yes.
Every time I fucking throw honey, I'm like, babe, shoot at it.
I know.
Babe, it's right there. Fucking aim and shoot at it.
I know. So sometimes it does start fights because I'm like,
but they do that on purpose. Why do they give the shooting mechanics to the female if they know they can't shoot?
That's why, bro. I'm talking as if I've never played this game because I don't have a lady in my life right now. So
no, you don't have to have a lady in your life to play.
Do you? No. You can play with a guy.
No, like, can you play solo?
You can play with a neighbor.
I didn't mean it like that.
You can play with a neighbor, bro. You can play
I did not mean it like that, friend. I mean, can you play solo?
You can go either way if you really wanted to.
Can you play solo?
No, you can't.
You can't. You need.
Oh, fuck. That is
Oh, that was good.
Oh, man. Okay, that's 2 in one day. That's fine. That's good.
No, but you have to play that game with somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you could play it solo.
You can't play with a bot. No.
I thought you could play with
She's getting better with it. And they do give the lady, like even when they upgrade, because we got new weapons, but she still has to shoot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Because they know that the dude most likely plays shooter games, bro. And obviously, it doesn't have to be like that because it's not always like that. But generally, the idea is like you're most likely introducing the other person to this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just gaming in general.
Right. More
but
so
I feel
that.
like it's pretty balanced because you need like
it's a teamwork thing.
But
bro.
if your girl can't shoot the jelly to begin with, then you have then you have nothing to shoot at. It's just balance. It's just balance, bro.
Right.
It's a balance thing, bro.
Balance in all things, bro.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good as fuck, bro. I love that game like a lot. Like we're really.
I'm telling you, bro, it's really good. Now I haven't gotten really far with the story, but I don't know.
It gets crazy wild too. Remember we were talking about how dark it is. Like it remains like that.
Damn.
It's nice. It's nice.
Good.
And then watching.
So for whenever you find your somebody,
right?
Anybody, guy, girl, whatever, fuck, Brad.
Right. So speaking of a
Ladies.
good,
Okay. Just to make it abundantly clear.
I know.
Bro, we're gonna have a fan base for you, bro.
Oh my god, man.
You're not gonna get any trim off this episode, bro.
I don't. That's fine with me. I'm
Oscar,
not looking for that.
Don't fuck around with the trim, bro.
Leave
it as is.
That's hilarious.
A good scary movie, bro. We saw for Valentine's Day, Art Eyes.
Is it?
Heard about that.
Because I have heard about it too.
That movie is so good. There's a couple of scenes like when it ends, like when it's wrapping up. What I didn't know until we were walking out with a bunch of couples, and somebody was saying that the creators of Hard Eyes was the creator of Scream, and it does have a lot of Scream like jokes and vibe, but it's scary like a thriller, like not like a monster, but like where the killer's chasing you and you're falling over or whatever. And it's very well written and it's good.
Oh, really?
It's like it's a self-aware not rom-com, but like a rom-com killer kind of movie.
I do
it's
like
good, bro. It's
like
good
that.
as fuck, bro. So
like
I was so surprised at how good it was. I was like laughing out loud at that movie.
Really?
Yeah. And just anecdotal. We were at this fucking movie theater, and if you went to the movies with us and you were in that theater, Valentine's Day Bell Tower, you know what I'm talking about. There was this guy who kept fucking talking during the movie. And oh my god!
Why you telling me shit up?
Put him on blast.
Yeah.
Bro, I talk during the movies. I don't make long conversations, but I like damn, or I say some things. But if I'm saying something, I'll kind of whisper it to whoever I'm with. But this guy just kept talking out loud, like if we were in his living room.
Talking about the movie or just talking in general?
Talking at the movie, about the movie in general, bro.
Just being a capital D douchebag.
Bro, he was like being a jackass throughout the movie.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
But I do recommend it. It was because I wanted to watch a movie for Valentine's Day. So it was either between that or I think it's called Love Hurts.
Yeah.
I heard that one too.
So I wanted to watch that one, but then we were going to watch 2 movies. We were supposed to watch a movie Friday night and then Saturday morning. So I wanted to watch the scary movie at night. and the funny movie matinee the next day. But we ended up just picking one, and I'm glad we picked that one. It was like more funny than it needed to be.
I mean, that's always a bonus, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a well-written, like,
Super
funny,
well.
scary movie.
It was nice. It was nice.
That's good.
Yeah, and it didn't drag, until it got to like one scene, and I was like, just kill him. But then it was, it's a movie. You have to have the idea that these killers are psychopaths.
Right.
They don't think very logically.
They draw it out, bro.
Yeah, they
You know
play
what
with
I'm
their food or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like
cat
but-
and mouse. It's a thing, you know what I mean?
yeah, but I liked it. Have you seen the new Scream?
I have not seen the new Screams.
I
think I might have seen one, like the first new one. I think I saw that.
Like what, 4?
Maybe. I don't remember.
There's a new one with Janae Ortega and I think the guy from Invincible. I mean, it was fine or whatever. Like sometimes it gets a little bit too meta.
I don't know, bro, but I've never been a big fan of Scream.
No,
Even when, like,
the thing
the
I like about
original-
Scream is that you can knock him over. Like he's not like unstoppable. Like
Right.
He's not Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He's a person, bro.
Yeah, bro. They push him over a lot. And
Yeah.
in Hard Eyes, like you kind of get that feeling. You know,
Nice.
it's
Like,
just so nice. I
I could
can't.
be killed.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
You put your mind to it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
talking about it too much, but it's nice. It's a good movie. I recommend it.
Hard Eyes.
Hard Eyes, bro.
Got it. All righty. Well, this is the end. Unfortunately, this is the saddest part of the podcast, bro.
Really?
Is the ending. Hell yeah, because I feel like we could talk for days, bro.
I know.
But unfortunately, sometimes we just got to wrap that shit up. You feel me? Can't let it drag too long. It's just wild.
These niggas just going off again.
Like, nah, man, I'm going to just pause this shit right here because that's where they start ranting about random shit. I'm here for the Afro Samurai, bro.
The rant about the Afro.
Right.
The Afro semantics.
Exactly.
Afromantics.
Right.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, normies, for always fucking checking our shit out. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Always subscribe. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a review so we can shout you guys out.
Yeah, bro.
And if you listen to us on Spotify, make sure you give us 5 stars.
And make sure you hit that noti bells to make sure when super hot fires out and about, ready to be listened to by you or viewed. You know what I'm saying?
True that. And like we say at the end of every episode,
Tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast.
Afro!
Sheesh.